Hey guys, it's Adam.
And this is Andrea Joy.
This episode features Rocky and Bill from What's the Fuss podcast, but we also have a bonus interview at the end of the episode from a musician friend of ours named Mr. Will Porter out of Oklahoma.
Hey, that's my home state, so it's gotta be good.
Will's music can also be heard through this entire episode as well.
If you like Will's music, please check the show notes for links and let him know you heard it right here on Living Podcariously.
Also, Rocky from What's the Fuss podcast did a top 10 list over on our other show, The Twisted 10.
That's right, Adam. And I want to say thanks for listening to our mouth hug friendly podcast.
You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Welcome to Living Podcariously. I guess I'll bring us in this week.
All right.
Let me start again.
I'll do it. You
All right.
Studio 27 at the Words Heard Studio. I want to thank you all for joining. No.
That's what that is.
To my left is my muse. No.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in this week.
Okay.
We appreciate. Oh no, you go.
No, it's cool.
No, you
Jay,
take
go ahead.
No, you take it, Tach.
Jay, hey, what's up?
Mommy, I don't like it when Daddy and Daddy fight.
It happens sometimes. It's okay. All we do is we just play and have fun without them.
Yay!
We have.
This is an interesting household.
You guys know that Jesus Christ himself grew up in a two-daddy household.
Yeah.
Daddies are
So
fun.
welcome to Living Podcariously this week.
We have a hell of a show.
We have a hell of a
store.
show in store.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
What are you doing, man?
I'm doing what you do.
You're copying me.
Who?
You're
You motherfucker.
copying me.
Welcome to Living Podcariously again.
Did Tach start wearing bowling shirts? What just fucking happened? Who's copying who?
Our listener and friend Johnny will love that joke.
I am-
Seriously.
I'm so confused right now.
Watching you two
So-
in a headlock battle is, this is awesome.
My shirts are predominantly bowler shirt.
Dude, I
looking.
saw an office chair with his T-shirt designs on them. I was like, this looks like Adam's shirt.
Oh, you got me. You got a belly laugh there.
Is that the IKEA brand? No.
No.
All right.
And you think it's the same shirt, but really his closet is like the same shirt like 20 times. It's like all
It's like
the
Charlie
same
Sheen
shirt.
in 2.5 Men.
I love that.
Goddamn right.
Does it come in 57 Chevy?
Oh, man.
By the way, this is
From the
a.
washes, it comes in 50 shades.
By the way, this is a little teaser for the next episode of Get Out Penny.
Is
So
Is it really?
Oh.
Yes. Don't you guys? I know you guys don't remember. It's been so long since we recorded the audio for that.
Let's
Which we
get
gotta
out
still got to get Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. All right.
Anyway, this intro is out of control.
Let's start the show. Yeah, I am Adam. I'm one of your regular hosts.
Holy
of the
shit, we
Twisted
haven't
10.
done intros.
Oh, not Twisted 10. Now, I'm Adam. I'm one of your hosts of Living Podcariously. Sitting across the room from me.
I am Tach, and I am also one of the hosts of Living
That's right.
Vicariously. And over there on the Lady Chase.
Hi, this is Andrea Joy.
And I'm Jay Alvarez, and I apparently am bringing vagabonds in from off the sidewalk.
Yes.
Vagabonds. What a
Thank you
great.
so much.
I want to
I
thank
know
you
these
for
are
the
like
warmth.
unknown voices that we hear. People, our listeners, like who?
So
the
a lot
fuck
of our
is that?
a lot of our Central Florida podcast listener or podcasters that listen to us will know right off the bat who our guests are in studio with us this week.
Indeed.
We have invited over for the Twisted 10 for the other show that we produce, which we just finished wrapping up, and goddamn, that was a fun list. Gotta
yeah.
go check that out. Maybe it has something to do with Cowabunga. That's all I'll say.
No. That's the other one. Oh,
Eat
wait,
my
no,
shorts.
you said
No,
eat
he's
my
right.
shorts.
That's
Yeah.
Cowabunga.
I forgot he
he
said
definitely
Cowabunga.
said
Hey,
Well,
don't
now
have a
I-
cow, guys. Don't
We have Mr. Rocky Soka.
cut my mic
And
off.
you can cut your own. You got the switch on it. You just kill
You
it.
see yourself out, sir.
And Bill Helveston.
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 No, I'm Rocky Soka from the podcast What's the Fuss podcast, and I have with me my co-host Billy Hurricane Helveston, who is the funniest man I know.
I thought he was
Finish
employee of the month.
Finish it.
Billy Hurricane Helveston, who is my muse, my flame, employee of the month.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
No, that's awesome. Thank you guys for coming over here. We appreciate it.
I want to thank you for having us. I love this show.
And that was the
Nice.
show. You guys have a good night.
All right, bye. Thank you for the brownies.
Jay, where are you going to be?
Oh, shit.
No, I'm just kidding. No, no, seriously though, go check out the Twisted 10. These guys just hosted. Well, it was Rocky's list. Bill's going to come back and do another list for us in the future, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, I
but
would
he
love to.
Just did an awesome Twisted 10. So go check that partner show
Thank
of
you,
ours
thank you,
out.
thank you.
It was.
I'm
really
glad
good.
to finally. You know what? It's so much a relief to get that off into. I feel like I just turned in a big midterm paper or something.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
You have to understand that's the Twisted 10. We're the only podcast that makes our guests do homework and then come lead a
No,
group discussion.
that is not
It's
true.
the dickest, it is the biggest
Scotch and
dick
good-
move.
Scotch and good conversation makes
Oh.
you bring in 3 friggin'
Oh, yeah,
questions.
that's
The
true.
first time that I went on the only time I went on the show, I didn't even know. He was like, bring in 3 questions for me. I'm like, fuck you. Don't put stuff from your pile into my pile. I hate that shit.
Yeah, so we like to do the homework first, and now we can just play on Living
This is
Podcariously.
awesome.
So,
Yeah, Living Podcasts. This is a week off. We don't have a week of performers this week. With 2
Right,
weeks in a
right.
row, we had performers.
Actually, we do have a performer this week. Back up, start again.
Oh, good call. Actually, we'll just leave all that in. We forgot. So a month and a half ago, Tach and I did an interview with Will Porter,
Yep.
who lives, where is he? Nashville?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. That's close.
Oklahoma.
Where the wind
Okay.
comes
And
from
he,
Oh, more singing, please.
you're going to hear his interview at some point during this podcast. So listen for the interview with Will Porter, as well as Will Porter also did a music video for us and sent it down to us of a live performance of him in his home studio. That's up on our YouTube channel under the performances. So go check that out. But we're
We
going to
should
give
just stop this and play that now.
we're going to give Will a little bit of love. So be sure to go check him out. We like to focus sometimes in Living Podcariously of promoting Central Florida musicians and talent and all sorts of crazy stuff. But Will's out of state, but he's a listener. So he's like, hey, man,
Yep.
I play music. Can I get Of course you can.
Yeah, that's
that'll,
awesome,
that'll
man.
fucking work.
That's great.
He's got a cool sound, too. It's kind of a bluesy.
Yeah, it's different. I like it a lot. Like, I think he's pretty awesome. He if you listen to like a bluesy thing is a good thing. If you like Johnny Lang or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely check it
I was
out.
just wondering.
he's
I was
good.
like, some references, behind that would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard it, but I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll play some of his shit during the,
And you
during the
said-
breaks.
Yeah, definitely.
Where does
should.
he play around? Where does he
Oklahoma.
play?
He's in
Oh.
Oklahoma, so yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, out of stater.
He's got a whole YouTube channel you can check out too. He's got
totally.
an
I'm writing
album,
it down.
an album out there too as well. I think it's Will Porter live at the Brew House or something like that. Fantastic, great voice, great acoustic. Him on an acoustic is all it is.
Unless
fantastic.
Jay wants to bust out the guitar this week. We haven't seen him in a couple weeks, so maybe he wants to,
I was away in Spain playing the guitar.
Guitarro.
I found a señorita who did things with her mouth
Holy shit.
that I cannot talk about in present company.
That was
Excuse
so
me,
hot.
Andrea.
Whoa.
Ooh, I like
What's
your name in
happening to my
Spanish.
body right now?
I'm so turned
Getting an
on.
out of body
I
experience.
just felt like I was in the middle of one of those old lady romantic novels.
Half of our male listener just dropped a second testicle and their voice is changing.
It was cold in here before you said that.
So Jay just did something.
Caliente.
Jay just did something that I consider the ultimate test for a couple. I want you
Yeah,
guys
we did.
before
Dick out. I'm
you,
sorry.
You may not know what this is. I know our cast knows it, but to you guys, what's the ultimate test that you can have in a relationship, long-term relationship? What's the ultimate
Fart.
test the two of you can
Sorry,
have?
I didn't mean to.
69.
I didn't
No,
put in my
farting's-
buzzer. No, I'm joking.
farting's good.
Go ahead, Bill. You can go first.
I don't know. I was always a big fan of door lock tests back in the day from like they did in the Bronx Tale.
Not bad.
Yeah. I
That's
like
not
that.
bad.
I
What
like
is that?
that.
The
Well,
what?
okay. Well,
I'm thinking like
do you
the
want to elaborate?
Flintstones.
Yeah, let him explain it. Let him explain
What
it.
basically it is when you get to your car, you unlock the door for the girl.
Oh.
The young
To let her-
lady, and she gets in.
and if she unlocks the door for you,
Yes.
then
Oh,
it
I
shows
see.
that she
That's a good girl.
that she's
Yeah.
caring and that she
Gotcha,
cares
gotcha.
about about you.
That actually
100%.
is, yes, a very good test.
Mine-
That is not it, but yes.
Mine is definitely. I always check the credit score because. Why is that funny?
Yes.
Yeah, I always do credit score first because I'm trying to buy a house, and it's definitely the first thing. And also, I guess, and Any drugs that I don't do. That scares me. That scares me right there.
I'd say a threesome is a good test.
Oh, that's it.
That'll make a break.
You're only necessary as long as you're useful.
Andrea, what do you say to the threesome?
I'm only as good as a cameraman.
No.
All right. No, Jay did something that I consider the ultimate test of a relationship, and I have been dying to ask him. I haven't done it in group chat because I wanted to save it for the show. I wanted to hear how his gigantic road trip with his missus. Not only his missus, but both of their children.
First,
Not a bad what's it called? Litmus
test.
I get lispy when I'm drunk. But no, that is not a bad test.
Lispy once I had a bit of whiskey.
Just to trip over an hour. Just to trip over an hour or so can break some couples.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm curious as
First
to how
family
this
road trip. That was we went up to. I mean, we've been in the car for an extended period of time before. My son lives in Fort Myers because I won our custody battle. So we go.
Congratulations!
Say
That's
the joke
a real
right,
win.
Jay. I love
gigantic
this
for a
joke.
father. That's gigantic for
Well,
a
hang
father.
on. Listen to it again, though.
No, I won the
don't-
custody
yeah.
battle, so he lives with his mother.
He doesn't have to.
That's huge. That's huge.
flew over
So
my
much sweat off your sack.
That's one of my favorite jokes.
That
from
flew
you.
over my head the first time.
I
too.
literally
had to think
saw the
about it.
light come on over Rocky's head.
It landed a few yards away from me, but I picked it up. I was able to. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, no, I love my son. I do absolutely love my son. I love having him around.
Just not in the house. That's how I feel with cats.
No, so he lives in Fort Myers. So we've been in the car for a couple of hours before, but yeah, this time was we went to Atlanta. That was fun.
Did you go see the Coke museum or?
No, but we were right there. We went to the Georgia Aquarium.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that was
So
fantastic.
you were stuck in the worst traffic I've ever been in my
Okay,
life.
no,
you
okay.
ain't
So
lying.
oddly enough, I used to drive
So bad.
I used to drive an 18-wheeler.
Okay, really?
Chicago is the worst traffic ever.
Oh, Chicago.
Atlanta
is bad.
Atlanta ain't shit. Plus, I was there on the weekend, so it wasn't even rush hour.
Dude, sorry, Orlando. Atlanta ruined a full-on family vacation for
Oh
me.
shit! Seriously?
Well, we ran out of gas in the middle of the fucking road. Oh, it was so embarrassing. And I'm like 7 trying to push the car over. Oh, it was bad.
They should put like these little gauges inside the vehicle that tells you when
Yeah.
and how much gas you have left.
Yep. And then they
an
should
extra
teach
little
my
light
mother how to
just
use
let
them.
you know you're really, really close.
No. No.
Adam, get the patent on that.
So Jay, how did it go?
It went really well. We were worried. This is the first time the kids have been in confined space with each other for so long.
Oh yeah.
So we were worried about how bored they were going to be. How were they going to get along? Because that's trying for the kids too.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Music. What kind of music do you play when you got the kid?
No.
Can I guess?
Okay, let's all guess.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm gonna say ska.
That's just because he knows Lorraine.
I know.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
some
that's a good
Streetlight Manifesto I love.
I was gonna say Wu-Tang.
Okay.
I'm going to say just like pop, like music that's nowadays that the kids are all listening to.
All right.
All right.
Billy, you got anything?
I'm gonna say that they probably put some kind of movie on.
Okay, yeah, probably like a Lilo and
Ooh,
Stitch.
I
or
have
something
one more
like that.
guess. I have one
But
more
if not,
guess.
it'd
What do
be
you got?
Disney.
Let's go with Queen.
Oh yeah.
Not a
Oh.
bad choice. Adam, go ahead.
Oh, what did you?
Yeah,
name
I said
yours?
Wu-Tang.
Oh. So
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, he said Wu-Tang. There was Queen involved. There absolutely was Queen. In fact, there was a video streamed of me.
Oh, that's
singing
right.
The Queen.
That's right.
Yes.
You said that.
That's awesome.
Okay,
That's right.
but not because it was appropriate for children. It was because fuck you. The driver picks the music. You have a screen and headphones.
Nice.
Your opinion does not
This is
matter.
where my
here.
guess comes in. I didn't guess. Hold on. This is where I definitely guess either Pop That Pussy from Two Live Crew or Oi, It's So Humid from Two Live Jews.
It would absolutely be Two Live Crew. We're both from Miami.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no,
tried.
but yeah. Driver,
Don't laugh
driver,
at me.
Driver picked the music as soon as the first kid said, "I don't like this music." We'll put on your fucking headphones.
Did you drive the whole way? Were you the driver?
No. We split the driving pretty fair, especially
Oh, that's good.
on the way there and the way back. Yeah, I did.
So when she
I did a
drove,
good
what did
bulk of
she
it.
pick?
I don't know. I had headphones on and a screen in front of me.
It was
Like
ska.
a
Just
good
say it was
co-pilot.
ska.
We actually did a lot of talking. I mean, more than anything. But yeah, she played a
That
lot of
sucks.
ska. Yeah, it was all.
See,
it was
I
all
win.
ska. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. There's two types of talking. There is her driving her looking over at you and saying, "Jay, we need to talk," and then there's just conversation.
No, like trivia games with the kids and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Like we had Lorraine blew it out of the fucking park. She actually came up with a binder for each kid, and it had activities. Like my son was
genius.
into my son was into what is it? Total Drama Island is a cartoon, and then she's into like some other
come
cartoons.
on.
So she did like word searches based on those cartoons.
Oh, that's
She
awesome.
should
She had like
sell
a-
that idea
Wow.
She had like a
to
license.
anyone and sell that to parents all across the
Yeah,
globe.
Absolutely.
It was a license plate scavenger hunt on there. The only two they didn't find, or the only three they didn't find was South Dakota, Alaska, and Hawaii were the only three they didn't see.
Really?
I thought we
Yeah.
traded
That's awesome.
South Dakota for like a
For
second
oil.
language.
No, for oil.
from Canada or
For oil.
something.
Yeah. We should
For a
definitely.
case of beer or
We
something like that.
We should definitely try to
Coors
trade.
Light.
We should definitely try to trade them for Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if we could get the Cannabis Cup down here for South Dakota, I think that's a real steal.
Yeah, we're totally on top in that
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
All right.
Florida.
Let's
Adam,
make
get
sure
the
not to
patent.
tell anybody.
Done. No, that's awesome, Jay. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, the
First of
kids
all,
were entertained. The Georgia Aquarium, if you've ever had the chance to go to the Georgia Aquarium, fucking do it. It's all indoors, which is fantastic for me because I sweat.
Yes.
I sweat looking outside. Like, yeah, it looks hot. Shit.
Your kids draw a picture of a sunset. You're like, fuck that. No.
That one I can't put on the fridge.
I don't even like the yellow crayon. Like, just nope.
that's
You're
awesome.
not in Burma.
That is a serious test of a relationship to me,
Yeah.
at least.
Absolutely. No, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Now, how long total was this trip?
7.5 hours each way.
7. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's not
add a
horrible.
stop,
not
add a
great.
stop to eat.
Okay,
Yeah.
where'd you stop to eat? Whataburger or White Castle?
No,
Oh,
no.
what a
okay,
burger. I
we're from
fucking
Georgia.
love
No,
Whataburger.
fuck. These we're from Georgia. This is Crystal, son.
Whoa.
Hell yeah. I'm with you, my friend.
I hate both of them.
You're
I hate both
still-
of them equally. I don't give a shit about. When I first moved to New York, there was a White Castle, the parking lot, and my house.
Oh, yeah.
And like within the first 2 weeks, I was done with White Castle. I never want to have another
My
one of those
roommate-
burgers again.
My roommate and best friend is from New Jersey, and he just absolutely loves White Castle. And he goes so far as to grab them from Publix and heat them up in the oven, and it stinks like onion meat,
Yep.
and it's weird, and it's just not.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather have Jack in the Box shoe leather tacos all day.
Andrea and I did a South Carolina trip, and we stopped. Where did I stop? Because you'd never been there. Fuddruckers?
We stopped
Fudd
anywhere that we didn't have here. I didn't care where
That's
it
a
was,
good idea.
as long as
Yeah.
we didn't have it here. I wanted it to be something
just-
different.
What was the chicken that you hated?
Yeah,
though?
we like mom and pop stuff.
Was it Fuddruckers?
No, I can't.
That's a good
remember.
idea, though. Going places that you can get Taco Bell anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
That's
that we,
why I love like truck stops.
I hate
man.
that we have to
Get like
go.
a Flying J somewhere. with
Oh
like a-
yeah, no. When I was on the truck jobs, I got so fucking fat. Just because they all have
That's where
restaurant.
you find
And
your good beef
hemorrhoids.
jerky from
And
spot
hemorrhoids.
to spot. If you're a beef
Oh,
jerky
dude,
person,
okay,
or
so-
I like fruit and shit, so you can go spot to spot and get different places.
Okay,
like,
so really good jerky. I-10 just west of I-75.
a jerkyman.
And what's the name of the place? It's not too far from the Swanee River where they do the festival.
Come back
There's
now.
there's a Busy Bee right off the I-10, and they have great beef jerky.
Oh.
Also, just east of Dallas on I-20, there's another barbecue joint.
I'm
that
from
sells those
Houston.
things.
Fucking
This is
truckers.
how- This is how you know I drove trucks. I know where the jerky is.
I know this because I one time was driving from here to Las Vegas, and a buddy of mine was buddy of mine was an old truck driver, and he used to take that I-10 to California
Yeah.
back a billion times, and he literally, this is before like GPS and all that shit. He literally mapped out our entire road trip. And was like, right around here in this exit is going to be
Yeah.
a Flying J. And he named like every little stop. If you stop here, stop, and wrote down shit. It's right across the street from a Wendy's, like all the way across
He
from
had
here
it
to
memorized,
Nevada.
like,
Yeah,
There's
he had it
there-
memorized.
There's a really good spot, I-4, exit 44. There's a Pilot truck stop right across the street. It's a really good barbecue joint.
He had that
that's the
memorized,
thing. We
like,
know where the food is.
when you ask your girlfriend what you want, what she wants to eat, and then you have to go up the road and go, all right, well, there's a Chili's, there's a steak and shit. Like he had it like that. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, but except
Perfect.
it was from here to Nevada. It's
Wow.
like nuts.
Yeah, too long.
Holy
That's
crap.
way too long.
Several thousand miles of
Yeah.
what do you want to eat tonight, babe?
Yeah.
Look, it's a pain in the ass for me to have good conversation from here in Orlando and back. That's to Vegas. That's a hell
like
of a
that. If
long
you're ever
trip.
in Montana, I-90, Big Timber, Little Diner. I love it.
Oh, damn. What do you get at the big,
was
big
your-
timber?
What
No,
was
Big
your
Timber,
trucker?
Montana.
What was your trucker name? Did you have CV?
Yeah, what was
yeah,
your
I did.
What was your
Oh, what was
handle?
Handle, thank you, Handle,
It,
yeah.
it was Jay because I'm not a cunt. My name was Jay.
It wasn't
I'm
like
not a cunt.
It's Jay cunt like they
Jay,
do on.
because I'm not a cunt.
Jay, 'cause
Andrea got it right. No, Jay because I'm not a cunt. That's
Jay,
what it
'cause
was.
I'm not a cunt.
Oh, really?
Jay, because I'm not a cunt.
Jay, 'cause I'm not-
This is skunk number 99 coming over.
Hey,
You
come
out
on.
here, reaping?
Jay because I'm not a cunt. Come on. Hey, that's-
Copy, Jay
hey,
cunt.
couple of bears over there about my Marco 44.
Smokies over there.
There's a way station ahead, Jay cunt.
Going to get them, boys.
we did. So Andrea and I did something kind of cool this weekend that was interesting. Well, it started out a lot of fun, and then turned very scary, I guess you could say.
Are you talking about the burn it down thing? That's a
li-
horrible thing to say.
No.
Jay
He
cunt
ate
is
the
a
wrong
wonderful.
burger.
Thank you for bringing that up, though. So we do need to talk about that.
Jay Cunt is a wonderful host. I've been on his show. I'm sorry. Can you pass me a shot?
We're gonna do them. I got a
Do we
report.
think he actually needs it?
Yeah.
No, we'll do it
I
if you
was
want to do
joking.
it.
I love
just
Jay
kidding.
Cunt. He's great.
Yeah, so we did. Andrea and I. First things first. We definitely did go up to the Burn It Down Burger Bonanza Battle Finals. Bitch, I can't remember exactly what he called it, but it had Grayson from Tomoka Brewing actually, and Travis Chastain.
My man Travis
Competing.
cooking. Oh
Head-
my
head to
god,
head.
I love that guy. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
not
it's
trying.
fine.
I'm not trying to name drop here, but I know Travis and he's a great guy, great chef. And if you haven't had his cooking, you actually have a chance if you go to one of these events.
Yep,
man,
they just ended.
do
That was the
yourself
finals,
a
though.
flavor.
But it
Do
was,
yourself
a
it was
flavor. It's
so
over.
good. It
Do
was so
it.
good. I won't tell the winner. What I will say for this, in fairness to the Burn It Down guys, is if you are a Central Florida podcaster and want to know who won out of Grayson or out of what's his name?
J-Flo.
No.
Travis?
Jesus Christ, thank you.
Travis.
If you want to know the winner out of Travis or Grayson, go listen to the Burn It Down episode. You'll know. But I will tell you the winning score, because all the different judges, to include Ross McCoy, he was one of their celebrity judges, and a few other folks. The winning score was only 0.2 away from the winner.
Holy
or the loser.
shit.
It was.
You know what? I saw the
close.
results of that, so I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. But
Yeah,
yeah, that
that's-
was a damn close. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
How,
We bought-
how does somebody get involved in that competition? Like,
Just talk to J-Flo. That's it. They're going to do it again. It's going to be an annual thing they want to do.
nice.
That's awesome, man.
I'm in it next year. I'm telling you right now.
no.
Is it
I
going to
declare.
be? Is it going to be
He's
a
calling
tack?
dibs.
Well,
Is it going to be a tack burger, or is it going to be a Living Podcariously burger?
Well,
Let
are
me-
you
let
guys
me-
going to be involved? I already have an
yeah.
idea
It
already.
should-
for
it
a
should
burger.
be-
Can I drop some knowledge on you guys real
Hell
quick?
yeah.
Travis is inclined to, he cooks for the Semantics podcast a lot, and sometimes they do things where they do little meetups and stuff like that, and he's cooked a few times for them. So all you got to do is really, if you want to know where he's cooking, you can find it pretty easy.
Nice. Very nice. I think. By the way, if you should ask me if I want to be involved, I went to the J-Flo. I went to the Burn It Down Burger Challenge. Where were you?
Yeah,
Tack?
he actually was there,
Yes,
dude.
I was going to go. I had every intention of going, but
This is all the woulda, shoulda, couldas right
but
now.
yeah, I couldn't. I had the kids, and I had.
It's a family restaurant. You could have brought them up.
I
Yeah,
understand.
podcast
but
is a family
Not if they're
affair.
being less than perfect though that night. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, there's shit that happens when you have
Rocky's
kids.
on your side, Tack.
I don't even have
Thanks.
kids.
You stepped in a puddle. We're
The
not
time
going.
we were there, everything went on, they would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fine.
I wanted to go, but I made burgers at my place, and my burgers are better than theirs.
So good, so good.
I'm throwing it down now.
Oh
So
shit!
it looks like
Oh,
two
Jay,
members.
competition?
Two
Yeah,
members.
I made my own burgers because no one makes a burger better than mine.
Jay could represent Pops On or
shit.
Twisted 10, and then you could represent Living Podcariously.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
you missed the raffle,
Burger
the
off.
burgers, the strip show, all the fun. You just
This is a good idea, guys.
You're stacking the deck.
down.
I
You're
like
onto
that.
something.
Let's do it.
I think the competition works. I love ideas of competitions
Now, do you,
that are
who,
friendly.
Who thinks they could win? Honestly, or I mean, you guys both cook. I mean, who
Yeah.
thinks they're the best? Who's admittedly the best out of you?
I'm better than anyone in this room.
You're better. Oh, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa! Because this just became the what's the fuss. Oh, hold on, no,
Do it.
no.
Bring
anytime
it.
we've ever eaten in here, it's because I've cooked.
No, Andrea's
for
a
the last
fantastic
year.
cook.
That's true.
I am
All
only
right.
speaking
That's
about
true.
burgers.
But
I'm
what's
only
the fuss
talking about
podcast
burgers.
can cook like a ma. I just want you to know that.
I'm not
Uh-huh.
throwing my hat. In the
I don't
burger
claim
pit.
burgers. Don't claim burgers. No, I'll step back from burgers.
We could cook.
Yeah, no,
but I mean,
yesterday,
I'm
you
not
this-
jumping
what
in
did
this.
it
I
got
stand
wild.
down off
See,
the grill.
This
my girlfriend's
just got wild.
my girlfriend's the tool in the relationship, so she
Okay.
fixes the doors and not the tool like she's an idiot. No,
Yeah, you
I
might
was
want
gonna
to
say. I was gonna say. You want to backtrack
she's
that?
she's the
Are
handy
we
one.
still using phrasing?
She's gonna get charged tonight.
No, my girlfriend is the handy one out of the two of us. She changed the locks. She's working on changing
She's
the shower head.
20 volt or 18.
Shit,
sorry,
if I
I'm
know.
fucking
I
around.
don't know what that means.
I'm joking.
It's like Tach talking about sports. I don't know anything about tools.
Sports. Go sports.
He knew my Slipknot intro, so I give him that.
Fuck
He's a music guy.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I cook. And then yesterday I made brunch. I ended up making like what was it? We had a shit ton of chorizo that we had to use.
Oh yes.
So I ended up making. I'm Colombian, so I made like a chorizo pericos, which is like our version of huevos rancheros,
Sounds delicious. I don't know.
with a chorizo empanada or arepa rather. Chorizo arepa
Oh,
and what else did I do? I can't remember. There was a lot of chorizo. Oh, and bacon. Everything had chorizo. Everything had chorizo
Bacon
except
or
the
hog
bacon.
belly?
No bacon.
You can add bacon to the end of any recipe, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you already
know
won me
what?
over with that.
Hold on. No, I disagree. I feel like bacon overpowers dishes. I really do. And I mean, this is where I become the least popular person in the room. I will eat bacon. If we're just eating bacon, let's eat some bacon. But if you put bacon on something, the whole thing's bacon. The whole
I
thing
see your
becomes
point.
He has a good
bacon.
point.
Let me give you
I
another
could-
analogy.
I can buy that.
I'll give you an analogy to retort your.
That's the
your
first time
statement.
anybody's
I'm
ever.
not complaining about it, but yeah, I think I agree.
No, however, I'd like to hand you a handful of money. It's random money, all right? It's random currencies. Let me rephrase that. There's some dollars, there's some coins, and there's a giant fucking gold nugget. What are you going to feel more than anything else? That big ass gold nugget
Yeah.
kind of overpowers everything because it's the best.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying
Which
that's
is why
I'm
you gotta
saying-
put it on.
That's why I'm
That's
not
right.
saying I don't like bacon. I do like bacon. I like hog belly. I grew up on a farm, but I like hog belly. But bacon. If you put it on a burger, it's a bacon burger. It's just like with shrimp.
Yeah,
people
that's exactly what they call them.
people
a bacon
dunk
cheeseburger.
People dunk. Yeah, but people dunk the shrimp in butter. So you don't like shrimp. You like butter.
No.
That's the only reason that like
I can see that, yeah.
you
What
know.
if it's just a little bit, like on
Yeah.
a chocolate donut with sprinkles of bacon?
Then maybe they like shrimp, but it seems like people like dunk like shit in butter, like or bread. You have to put butter or mayonnaise or stuff on it, meat, veggies, whatever. You don't like bread, you like other stuff. You know, like
And bread is just the vessel for what you actually
exactly,
like.
exactly, and butter.
Depends on the bread. If it's rye bread, you're gonna taste
I mean,
it.
that's silly. Like, you do like the bread. That's why people choose
I mean,
different
it
styles
makes-
bread.
It makes
you
a
know?
great plate. You know,
I see what you're
Well,
saying.
there's
yeah.
no doubt it's a plate, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, why would people prefer different types of bread if they didn't?
I
like
love
the
that
taste?
this is the rabbit hole we went down.
I'm losing the
There you go.
argument.
Speaking of types of bread,
I'm losing the argument only because I can think of like if you get like a buffalo chicken wrap from Publix over a buffalo chicken sub, it's not the same. You know?
no, because the bread is thicker. It's more.
It's also got a lot of what gym mats from
Yoga mats, yeah.
Hey, that was Subway.
Throwback.
That was Subway, not
throwback
Publix.
and Chipotle.
That
Don't
was a
eat
reference for Twisted 10
Yep.
again. Yes, that was definitely a reference.
I think we're falling off kilter here. But yeah, so I would love to partake in that.
All right, we'll set
burger
that up.
challenge. I already have my idea already, so
We'll set it up. All right, before we go to break, are any of you guys boatmen? Do you guys do stuff on boats? Do you go out on boats, fishing? Do you? Oh, yeah.
is
I've
that
been
like
hang-
some new slogan? You boating, bro?
I have
Is that
I have
what
a
it is?
ton of nautical tattoos of
Nice.
lighthouses, boats, helmet and anchor on my knuckles. I have a lot of.
He fancies himself a sailor.
Mermaids.
Well, you got some good ink, but do you actually go on a boat?
No, I live my. If
Just kidding.
I would live my whole life on the sea if I could.
Nice.
Being
Really?
from Miami, many of my friends have come to this country on boats
I,
or buses or rafts.
They're a part of
or-
us now.
Yeah.
I was in the Navy. Does that count?
Hell yeah,
You
it
were in
does.
the Navy. Thank you
kind
so
of.
much.
You'll see my angle for
Yeah.
this. So, Andrea,
I was in submarines though. So
My
that's
father
like
was
way
a naval
different.
guy.
So.
Yeah.
Oh,
we might have
I'm
submarined
gonna
once
see.
this weekend.
Oh,
All right,
yeah?
So, Andrea and I decided to do something for Andrea's daughter, Alyssa. She had her birthday back in May.
2 months ago.
May. And we didn't actually do a party. We bought her presents and stuff like that, but because of the timing of Memorial Day, we couldn't do a party for her. So we decided to take Alyssa, Andrea's daughter, out on my parents' boat. My parents have a 28-foot deck boat but it's like a pontoon top.
Oh, that's
But it's a
awesome.
deck boat. It's got a 150 Yamaha on the back. It's a fucking big ass motor for that boat, but it's decent. I'm not a boater, but I know what I'm doing on the water. I can handle that small of a boat. I couldn't handle anything very large, but that boat's easy to maneuver and get around. So we
Does that mean no
decided
yacht for me?
no yacht for you.
Well, you usually hire a captain for
I was
those.
gonna
so
say you'll get
Yeah.
you don't
somebody.
have to worry about it.
But I wanted to call you Captain.
Well, you can
Adam.
still
Live
do
it. You can
that.
still do that. Live it
Still
too.
Hold on,
good.
say- hold on.
You can do that right there.
Everybody stop and let her say Captain Adam again.
Captain Adam.
Sound drop right there.
He's definitely.
Who wants to go on a
keep
who wants to go on a 3-hour tour now?
Come on, Andrea. Let's be honest. It's
I'm
about a 20
getting
minute
wet,
tour.
Captain Adam.
20 minutes is with cuddle time.
He's definitely
Adam,
a professor.
I'm
who
the
was-
captain now.
Captain Tach.
Look at that. I didn't need to add laugh track for that joke, Tach. That one was funny.
But
anyway-
he's the funny one. I get it now.
We took the boat out. We took them out. We brought some of her girlfriends out, and of course, some of the adults came too because it's a boat and it's an
Jay,
island.
Jay,
We
did you
took
get
'em-
that invite?
Three.
Were you checking the phone?
Jay was
See if you got
gone.
that?
Jay was
Oh.
gone, and you got an invite, asshole. It was
No,
like 2
no, I
weeks
didn't.
ago.
I was at work.
Yes, you
I was at work.
trying to throw me under the bus. I
I
see
know.
how
I
it
was
is.
just making a joke.
All right, go.
But anyway,
I'm like waiting to hear the story.
we took the girls out, the little girls, and then the adults also on the boat. And the girls had a blast. They had a good time on the boat. We made it to the island, and took the barge canal actually right back here. Went to one of these little islands out here that everybody goes to and camps on, and just hangs out, having a great time. However, one of Andrea's friends is a procrastinator like a motherfucker, and of course showed up an hour late. So we departed an hour after we really wanted to. I love him to death. He's a great
Don't
guy.
talk bad about Jeremy.
I'm not talking about
nobody said his
I
name.
didn't say it. Good job name dropping.
Whoa.
So anyway, we get out to the island, and sure enough, we knew we had to be in around 3 because of the storms that were coming through Central Florida. Sunday was it Sunday? Was it just yesterday?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
there
yesterday.
was lots of storms this weekend.
pretty bad storm.
This whole weekend was bad.
Sure enough, we get out to the island, fucking pop anchor down, unload all of the fucking coolers and chairs and all the shit for the kids to go play with.
And you look at your radar and say, "Oh, look, we have an extra 30 minutes than we thought we would have."
Yeah, so I figured I had a pretty good amount of time. Fuck Central Florida. About that time, you
Right,
hear this
yeah.
fucking lightning, and this storm comes out of nowhere. The front was still in Kissimmee. It still had 50 miles to go.
Yeah.
Sure enough, that son of a bitch had this little new front that formed right in front of it. So we got fucking stuck. Now, I did load everybody back up, and we started hauling ass back. And I'm going down the barge canal. This thing through here, I don't know if you know what manatee zones are, but fuck,
yeah.
Oh,
fuck a
absolutely.
manatee. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
Every 10 inches of water is manatee zone. So I'm puddling through this fucking place, and we're just getting rained on like a bitch. So I decide, okay, I'm going to pull into this little bridge. So we go and park under a bridge, and
Yeah,
that was
there
all
you
right.
go.
That wasn't
a little
too bad.
refuge.
And
Yeah.
it was thunder, lightning all around us.
Yeah, that's
which we
definitely
didn't know.
scary.
It's the law. You can go as fast as you
Well,
want.
that leads to this. So we decide to leave. Like, all right, we have a break in the storm, about 30 minutes before the next storm comes. So that's plenty of time for me to get the boat docked. So we get it back into the barge canal, and I'm just puttering along a little bit faster than I should be going. And I look behind me. There's fucking cop lights on a boat. And he is hauling ass. I'm like, God, I'm going too fast. I'm going to get busted.
Yeah.
So here I am. I'm like, I'll pretend like I don't see him.
Yeah, just
And about
just
that
keep
time,
going.
Oh, that's a good tactic.
I hear, yeah, right?
Nobody's ever tried
Yeah,
that.
that worked for OJ.
I wasn't. I was completely sober. I wasn't because I was driving. I had kids on, so I definitely don't want
Yeah.
to drink. Sure enough, this cop comes in. I hear, and
Right
he's going
past you.
by us.
Yeah.
And the two cops on board, and we're getting pelted with rain at this point. No lightning right there, but we're getting hit with rain. The two cops are looking over at me like I'm a dumbass. Both of them are waving their hands like, go, just go, follow us, go. They're waving at us, apparently in a storm, and I didn't know this. If there's storms, the captain's job is to get his passengers to safety.
Yeah,
No matter
yeah.
what zone you're in,
As
you can go
fast
as
I
as
was
possible.
gonna
Yes,
mention
that makes
something. I was
sense.
like,
I
well,
didn't know. I had no idea.
You're responsible for humanity. Definitely trumps the responsibility of a fucking manatee.
Yeah, well, I agree.
well, let me tell you something about
We got
manatees.
pounded by
Manatees are the biggest
Hi-yo.
assholes in the world. Do you know how they have sex? They hold down female manatees and rape them underwater, and sometimes they drown. That's how shitty manatees are.
That is pretty
so
bad.
fuck them.
and
Hit 'em
we
with a
almost
boat.
drowned for them. Man, our poor little kids are out there because they're just in the open
about in the
in
mic,
the
baby?
rain. Sorry.
There you go.
Those scars on their back, that's like prison tattoos for manatees.
They loved it. They loved it. They were like, "This is awesome."
So the
Why
more-
would they?
Scared.
Why would they be floating right there if not?
They
But-
had fun though. We
Andrea,
all kept it
can you
light.
describe your experience again out there?
What?
You lost, dude.
I know, I lost.
You didn't know what you're doing.
Because she was like, "Oh, I got pounded out there."
Oh
I
yeah.
got so wet. so wet.
It was good. Hey, look, the
The
girls.
pounding was so hard. It just kept coming and coming and coming.
All right, we need to take a
And
break.
soon there were kids.
And,
I didn't realize everyone in here had cigarettes.
and on that
I thought there was
note,
no smoking in here.
we're going to hear a little bit about the Salty Fox. All right, no, we are going to take a break in studio. We've got a few things special planned in store tonight, so check us out in the next segment. We appreciate you listening. We'll be right back.
Living this way, 'cause I'm bending over backward and I'm breaking my back. I'm bending over backward, cutting loose some slack. Bending over backward and I'm breaking my back. Well, I'm bending over backward, cutting loose some slack. Feels like I'm
Hey, Tach, you ever have that conversation with your girl about where to eat dinner and it always turns into that back and forth? I don't know, you pick.
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got an answer for you next time that comes up.
Oh, yeah? We're
The
at...
Salty Fox in Melbourne off of Oak Alley Boulevard.
Oh, nice. You know, I've actually been there, and the food was pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, it was. They offer a great selection of paninis, shareable appetizers, soups, and salads, and one of the best desserts I've ever had, the Funky Monkey.
Oh, yeah, my favorite was the vintage options. They got this meal called ramen noodle on crack. You just got to try it out.
Done. That's definitely what I'm getting next time.
Put the fun between your legs at the Salty Fox every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. with the Oak Galley Arts District Bike Crawl.
It's a 4-mile bicycle ride down Pineapple Avenue with stops for food and beer all along the route. Be sure to visit the Salty Fox every Sunday for brunch from 11 to 4.
Hey, isn't that the $10 bottomless mimosas brunch?
Sure is. Enjoy your brunch while the Salty Fox's DJ spins throwbacks and top 40 hits.
Salty Fox is located in the downtown Oak Galley Art District on Oak Galley Boulevard.
Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/saltyfoxmelbourne or online at thesaltyfox.net.
Hey listeners, be sure to mention you heard about the Salty Fox on our show and you'll get 10% off your meals.
Hey, Coco, have you ever heard of 1K Away?
Well, it sounds like one of them groups that I hang out with every Thursday.
Gosh, no. It's out of Sanford, Florida. It's a podcast by these two guys. They have no clue what they're doing, but you know what? It sounds awesome.
They let black and ease like you into it?
Oh, so many things to address there. But no, if you go to Google, just type in 1K Away. And if you go to Facebook, type in 1K Away. You'll find it.
What the fuck is a Google?
Oh, my God.
Listen, Hendrix.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
Do you think music has a meaning?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's good to be more spiritual than anything now. Pretty soon I believe that they're going to have to rely on music to, get some kind of peace of mind or satisfaction, direction, actually. Honestly, I don't know. It's just a belief that I have, and it's, we do use electric guitars. Everything, is electrified nowadays, So therefore the belief comes into, through electricity to the people. We plan for our sound to go inside the soul of the person, actually, and see if they can awaken some kind of pain in their minds, because there's so many sleeping people. That's the way I look at it anyway.
Well, she's walking through the clouds on a champagne dream. She's living no soul out. Butterflies and zebras over the beach. So she ever thinks about.
Over the weekend, I found out about this rapper. She's a female rapper out of New York and
Also gets a period.
yeah, and she is fantastic. Also gets a period.
At that?
But actually, speaking of a period, she's a rapper and she's a great battle rapper. But apparently, she's famous for only rapping when she's on her period.
Oh.
Yeah, they say she's got a mean flow.
Oh,
Hey guys, I'm dead. These are my jokes.
You were recording that.
Of course I was.
Oh, you were?
Oh, yeah. I tried.
I had you guys really pulling at strings out of that one, didn't I?
Hold on.
that was
guys-
absolutely wonderful.
That joke made me mad. I saw red.
I have to stop the show. I have a real story. You just said pull strings. I have a real story. I'm not joking. I don't know, Bill. You can stop me if I've ever told this on a podcast. I don't think.
Are we
I have.
officially back yet, though? I think we're still
we
on
back?
break.
I don't think Andrea knows her back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Living Podcariously.
There we go.
Okay.
You go with your story. Let's hear it.
In I believe it was the 7th grade. I went over to a friend of mine's house. We were both we were both skateboarders. And he had a younger sister who was in my math class. I was younger than him, and so we went over to their house one day. We were skateboarding, all this other shit. It was really cool. At the end of the night, we put shaving cream all over the trampoline in the backyard, and
keep talking,
and had like sprinklers and shit going on. And we were bouncing around. Okay, so me and this chick were kind of like getting closer, or whatever, and her jeans have a frayed edge. It looks like, and I wrapped it around my finger and pulled out her tampon.
I saw exactly where that was going. How old were you?
I was in the 6th grade.
You were about to paint the town red that day, weren't you?
Her brothers were both there. They laughed so fucking hard, which made me laugh. She was terrified.
Did her blood curdle? Did you see it?
Oh,
You got him. You got him with that one. He's hunched over now.
That's the body shot right
Whoa!
there.
All right, I'm sorry to ruin that one.
That poor little girl. Could you imagine? She's probably terrified.
I still remember her name. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. No, I'm joking.
All right. Well, welcome back to Living Podcariously. That's a hell of a story. Thank you for that. That's the first time you've ever shared that story?
No, you shared that on What's the Fuss
Did I?
before.
It must have been in the early days, so nobody heard it.
You know what we didn't do on Living Podcariously? We did it on Twisted 10. Talk a little bit real quick about What's the Fuss. We didn't actually intro it, I don't think, did we?
Oh, well, I mean, it's a podcast I do in Orlando with my two best friends, Steve Etchie and who's here right now, Billy Helveston, who's the funniest person I know. These guys are we started this over a year ago.
Yeah.
And it was basically, it was just a comedy show. And we sometimes we do serious stuff, sometimes we haven't. We've covered we were here for some big events here in Orlando, and we were able to cover those basically live. And that, I think, kind of is why people were immediately drawn to us, is because there was no lying, no editing, no anything, and we just we play whatever music we want to play.
Yeah,
we say whatever the fuck we want to say.
Show.
Yeah, and it was it's just it's a perfect little Beastie Boys of podcasting, if you will.
It's a good reference, yeah.
Scotch and Good Conversations, Peter coined us the bad boys of podcasting or some shit like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It was weird, and at first I was like, that's dumb.
We get to be like the Motley Crew.
Yeah, but Tom and Dan have helped us out. Angel from the Monsters in the Morning has helped us out. We've had a lot of good guests on, including, you guys helping us out like this is huge. We've basically we've been blessed to kind of fall into this little Orlando group at the time that we did.
That's awesome.
And we did a lot of charity work, which I think helped us out in the beginning, because we were all ragtag punk kids, and just turned out to be comedians, sort of, but not really comedians like stand-up. Podcasters.
Three dudes who can have a good time together.
Yeah.
Get a good chuckle out of each other.
I think there's a channel dedicated for some stuff
yeah,
like that.
I think it's called Teddy Bears.
That sounds adorable.
But yeah, it's just a podcast we do, and we play a lot of music, and we do a lot of making fun of stuff, and we're just best buds.
That's
we just have a good time.
That's really what it is.
Cool.
But yeah, and we've gotten a lot of feedback, I guess you would say, some death threats, some people that love us.
I've never seen any of the death threats.
I got threatened to be beat up at a Tom and Dan thing one
No
time.
shit.
So somebody didn't like what I said, and he was like, "If I see this guy, it was a long time ago. Somebody was like, if I see this guy, I'm gonna kick his ass.
Fucking internet
or
cowboys.
kill him or something.
Internet cowboys are.
Somebody mentioned killing me. Somebody called me a name which was the funniest thing in the world. He misspelled the F word for gay gentleman, and he called me a forget. He spelled out forget.
Yeah, that
forget about it.
Yeah, well, when he told me that story, the first thing that popped in my mind, I was like, man, That sounds like something if I like went to a nice Italian restaurant that I'd like order. I'd be like, can I get the spaghetti with bolognese, please?
Of course, and here at Joey Palermo's Pizza at BP Station, we have the best spaghetti that you will ever have.
Well, it immediately set the tone of this hate mail shit that I was about to get, and I was like, all right, this is the funniest thing in the world, and then I started feeding the trolls, and that's where it all goes downhill. But yeah,
I listen right there. Look at all the green check marks.
Oh man, you're so kind.
Oh yeah,
you're so. Oh whoa, dude, you're listening to way too much of us.
Yeah.
You know, I just
She
got
tells me
back
that all the
from
time.
Italy, and I do believe my coworker Jeremy had some spaghetti in Italy to eat.
No, you know what it is? Because that's where Vatican City is. It actually is like a burnt gay man that they burned down.
Jesus Lord.
It was at a restaurant.
It was Vatican City, so that's actually appropriate.
Oh
Good
man,
job.
it was topped with
Andrea,
foreskins.
pass
I'm
those
sure it was
around.
delicious.
Pass those on around for me.
Oh Lord, are
Jay,
we doing this
Tach?
one?
No.
Oh dear God, no.
Pass it
No.
down
All right, so-
like a birthday cake at a office party.
All
I
right, so
believe I
before,
didn't get any last name.
before you drink that, just understand that we're meeting. So with Living Podcariously and Twisted 10, our two podcasts, we're meeting a ton of cool podcasters like you guys, and there's honor among gentlemen throughout Central Florida from what I'm big and gentle ladies for what I'm seeing. And this toast is going to be to honor, basically. So here's the toast. Do you know this one already?
I think I do.
Okay, so here's the toast.
Here's to you.
There's
So
some
here's to
hand
you.
sanitizer
Sucking my
there,
dick.
Jay.
Anybody know that's from?
Jay,
No.
there's some hand
I'm all-
sanitizer there you can hold up. There you go.
Yeah, sure.
Jay, you sure you don't want to drink? I'll
Yeah,
go,
no,
I'll
I'm
go
good.
pour another shot.
No, I'm not.
I have
touching
two
He's holding
drinks.
some alcohol.
I have a drink for him.
He's holding alcohol right now.
Yes,
He
So-
is hold. Yes, he is.
All right,
is
go ahead,
alcohol.
Adam.
Wise men have honor.
Mhm.
Dumb men have honor. Lots of men have honor, but just remember, if you can't come in her, come on her. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're drinking a little bit of Maker's Mark.
Oh, that went down
And a little bit of Brittany. too.
perfectly smooth.
a little bit of Brittany in
You
my
didn't
life.
use your alcohol, Jay.
Yeah, I'm not drinking hand sanitizer.
You didn't squirt any of that in your mouth.
You're just supposed to squirt it on you.
That was the sexiest toast I've ever heard. Sexy toast.
I ad-lib some of it. I know the
Now
ending
you're
joke
part
is
of
if you
it.
can't come in or come on her. The rest of it, just kind of make up. Tack, why didn't you want to drink, buddy? You don't want to have anything?
No. I gotta get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I mean, you could have one drink.
No.
You don't want a tear in your beer? What's going on?
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, yes and no. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, so
Oh, it got
as you
serious.
guys know, like me and Holly, my
Yeah,
girlfriend.
your girlfriend.
Well, she's no longer my girlfriend anymore. We did break up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Aw.
Holly was
It's
kick
okay.
ass too.
Yeah, no, she still is. Yeah, absolutely. Like it's on good terms and everything. Everything's good.
So let me get this straight. Does she still come visit? You know what I mean.
I know.
you know what I mean.
Like
Is
between the
that who's
holidays.
coming over later?
Yes, exactly.
No, so we just wanted different things in the bigger picture, and so we're
You
still on
wanted
good
something
terms.
bigger? Is that what you said?
Oh, right when the
man.
man is down.
It's really shady in here.
Jesus.
Going for the fucking jugular there.
Right? I mean,
She didn't even go for the jugular.
It
She went
was
for the
good,
big
though.
vein in his cock. Like she
right
went.
there.
it
I
was
can't
good.
help it. I try to kill sadness with laughter.
Wow.
It's really
It was
shady
good,
in
though.
here.
It
We
was
need
funny.
to open up a window.
Mouth hug later.
All right, cool.
Wait a minute.
I don't.
Is that why?
Hold
Is that why
thought.
there's
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I know where you're going.
Taxis my brain working.
I know where
over
you're
here.
going. So we did leave on good terms. Everything is good. She's still an amazing woman, and there'll always be a little place in my heart for her. But we just want different things in life, and that's unfortunate. And it was a sad breakup, but it's better for us in the long run. So
Well,
Is
I
I
understand.
thought you were going to
Dead
say she was
now?
pregnant.
no,
That's
God,
what I
no.
thought. I can't drink. We're
No,
expecting.
yeah, we're about to, she can't drink, I can't drink. You know how it goes. No,
That sucks, Holly. If you are listening to this show, we absolutely love you, and I'm sorry it didn't work out with Tack.
She's not listening. Oh, no. I'm just being a total dickhead. I'm
Probably
sorry.
not anymore. We can't
No,
say it's
no,
your
she's-
girlfriend. We can't do that anymore now.
no,
That's
no,
not
no.
fair.
All we're gonna say now is she's your
X.
friend.
She's someone else's girlfriend. No, I'm such a dickhead. I'm
It's
sorry.
the chase over there.
I'm so sorry.
It's the chase. That's what it is.
I'm not the,
The
bad
chase
one
makes
anymore.
the shade come out.
But Adam, I know where you're going with this. It's because like the original whole point of this podcast.
Sex. I want the stories about you
Right.
dating
The
and
whole- if you guys don't know, the whole point of the show, when
Banging
it first
randos?
started out, it was called Living Podcariously because it was about a married guy and a single guy on a show together. Now, the guy that originally was married isn't on the show anymore. He started the show with Adam, and Adam was the single guy. Because before everybody was in a relationship, and now I'm the single guy.
Oh, I get it,
again.
because you were living podcariously
through the single guy.
And I'm pretty sure now you're back to
when he
single Ronnie.
What?
Is that how that goes? No. A Jersey Shore reference didn't land here.
Oh, I was like, Ron, I didn't know his name.
I think you got to judge your audience, Rock.
I never watched one.
The dog
Jersey
got
Shore.
it. She kicked. He kicked. I'm sorry.
So are you saying I cannot ask you to start banging randos and bringing in the Tinder
I'm
story?
not saying
Are you
that.
back on Tinder? Do you have your profile back up?
Okay,
Oh,
whoa.
Sure, of course he
Slow
is.
down.
Do you
Slow
really?
down, Buckaroo.
Slow down.
Proof. I have
I've got
proof right
this
here. He has his
handled.
Tinder.
All right.
I've got this handled.
Slow down. Not right now. It's still.
is it Grindr?
It's still.
No, I said we let
taking
Jessica
over
Rabbit
his
talk.
life.
I'm taking some time for myself. But
Oh, Pornhub. Got it. Understood.
Yes.
Pornhub, yes.
Sometimes you just got to work it out yourself. I agree.
Exactly.
Dude,
I do it.
sometimes the
Take
best
some
thing
me
you can do.
time.
Generally on Wednesday afternoon.
Love thyself, as the
This
Lord
guy's
said.
got a nail. How'd you know when my days off are?
I thought that's probably universal, pretty much.
He looked at your phone's browsing history real quick.
No,
Well,
I
Tach,
think they can just smell each other because they're one and the same.
in all reality, honestly, I'm sorry. I know that sucks going through a breakup of any kind, especially because you were there for a long time. That's difficult.
Well, we're
to go
together
through.
like a year. I mean,
Yeah,
Well,
that's a long time. That's a serious relationship.
I have a legitimate question for once I'm not fucking around. Everybody's gone through breakups, I'm sure, in this
Sure.
room, and sometimes it's horrible. Now, but what you do know for a fact, and I mean, I hope I can speak for everyone, is that at the end of this, there's going to be like a yellow brick road. There's going to be a big shiny tunnel. Are you in any way waiting for the future? Like waiting, what's
Are
what's
you waiting to exhale?
Can I answer this for you, Tach?
trying to get my groove back.
Well, the next step, because this is always we talked about this on another show actually, but this is where a lot of people grow in their lives.
Yeah.
Breakups, deaths, all kinds of stuff like that. It hits us and it's indiscriminate.
Been through all
it
of
really
it,
is.
yeah.
Rich, poor, we all go through
Been
this.
through all that too.
And so so are you kind of waiting for who you'll be after that? Like that is the only thing that I can ever think of at the end of I've lost friends, and not just through death, but just through other stuff. You lose
Being
your
a
friends,
podcaster,
lose girlfriend. Yeah, you become a podcaster, you're a loser. But all this stuff. Are you ready for that? What do you think's coming next?
Tach, your long shiny tunnel
Yeah.
is not the end of a 12 gauge. Just keep that in mind.
But
Okay?
are you
Jeez,
ready
that's
for
not your long
Are
shiny
you ready
tunnel.
for a new like tattoo, a new beginning? Like, are you ready for like what's coming next?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always ready for any kind of change that will help me grow. I'm always into that.
That's the
Help you
funnest part,
grow.
right?
Yeah.
That's the
I
funnest
get
part.
it.
And then
I like where Andrea's head is tonight, which is great. Well, could be in a better spot.
It's in
You know what I'm
Rocky's
saying?
lap. You stole a joke before I could.
Okay. Yeah, I'm always into growing and making myself grow. I can't say it now.
I'm watching it grow right now. Look, everybody watch it grow.
There it is.
Everybody
wait.
watch it grow.
I think I figured out what the shiny tube is. It's going to be a penis pump
Or a fleshlight.
or a flashlight. Oh.
Or Homer Simpson's universe. Anyways, so are you stoked about it, or I mean, are you really bummed? Are you basically? I mean, do you know that it was ready to go? And come on,
No, it was over the past several weeks. I don't want to get too personal here, but I mean, because she does listen to the show, and she still is close.
Can you turn the show off?
But your
please?
listeners,
one person.
your
Okay.
listeners are close to you too.
I know, but
They care.
I mean, it's just overall, it's just that we do want different things in the big picture, and we have discussed it in the past about that, and we were just trying it out. We knew actually from the very beginning of the relationship that we both kind of were on different paths.
Well, part of the
but we were
beauty-
trying to make it work, and I guess it just didn't.
Part
so
of the
that's
beauty is that she will too move on and do something else, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And I mean, about that. So both of you now climbed a rung in your life.
Right.
I mean, does that hold any validity? Sorry,
Validity?
we just took a shot. Validity. Does that hold any validity, or are you kind of still too bummed to see around the corner?
Hey, Bill, does he get this transcendental on your show when he drinks this much? Because this is cool. I like this side of Rocky.
Sometimes, not all the time.
All right.
It's like I want to answer the question and tell you how I feel, but I think it would need a Bob Ross painting.
Well, I mean,
I can get my paints out.
well, I mean, if you really don't want to go that deep, I mean, hell, have you? What's the worst it was ever? What's the worst breakup like? What's that?
Who wants to relive that?
Oh man, I think it's kind of beautiful.
I've been through some horrible breakups.
I think it's beautiful. At the end, you're a whole new person.
Yeah.
At the end, you get a new dog or something.
I went through a breakup where I was single for about 6 years, and I went through like a phase where I hated women.
Oh.
Fuck, women were evil fucking
That'll get
cunts.
you nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I finally got out of that phase, and then I went through.
Women were
Fuck it, I'm
amazing.
gonna be single for a while and just have fun, and that's what I did for a few years.
How
and
much
had a
fun was that
blast.
though?
Fucking a lot of fun.
Really?
and then I decided, okay, it's time to chill out, chillax, and then I tried a relationship. It didn't last very long. I tried another one, didn't last very long, and then I did this last one, which was the longest. But overall, it's just wasn't going to work out between me and her, and it's unfortunate. We've been friends forever. I've known her since the 90s. So I mean,
now is there a friendship there after this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there life after that there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I just talked to her last night.
So this is not a life sentence. This breakup. This is not a bad thing forever. This is just how it's going to be from now on.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, we're still going to remain friends and continue to talk. And I know people say, "How can you remain friends?" We can because I've known her. I've known her for a long time as a friend before.
Because you're grown-ups now,
and we're adults.
So out of all,
don't send Holly hate mail, people.
Yeah,
no,
I don't think that we ever put her contact information out there anyway. But so out of Andrea, out of our entire cast, I think out of the male side of us anyway, Tach is the most. How should I put this? He's the most relatable, I think, to women. Because Tach, you have both a rough male side as well as a feminine approach to life, so you can relate.
Tach looks like a badass.
He looks like it, but he's as cuddly as a fucking teddy bear.
No, he strikes me as a romantic.
He is definitely.
He looks like if he put him off in traffic, he'd punch you in the mouth. That's pretty really.
Andrea, you're putting all of this in his Tinder profile, right?
Yes.
How cute is she with this puppy? Is anybody looking over at the take a
That
picture?
is adorable. Somebody doesn't even take a picture.
We are getting really, really comfortable with each other.
Oh
here.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is working out.
Hey, you put your car keys in that fishbowl, right?
No
What color is your loofah?
All right, so basically the top 5 takeaways here are
nice reference to Dan Cummins with Time Suck.
Yeah. Well, just one takeaway is I'm going to remain single for a while, and I'm not looking for any kind of relationship at all.
Unless she comes back.
I really think I suck at relationships, to be honest with you.
You should suck very well.
But I'm just going to try to move forward and
all right,
enjoy my single life.
You hear that, ladies? Hands off.
No, I didn't say that.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
You weren't listening.
When you're
CJ.
ready, we're gonna do some kind of competition. Listener,
Yeah, the dating game.
yes, we're doing
Biggest
something.
hit.
I don't want to
No,
steal.
sorry.
I've already
Tom and Dan
got
just
this taken care of.
Did they?
Do you really?
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Tom
I
and
have
Dan
a
just
whole
did the
plan.
dating game with.
Well, I have a better plan.
What's his
the better
name?
plan?
What's the fucking wrestler?
That is to be
Not wrestler.
continued.
To be
People will
continued?
find out at a later date.
Oh,
Who's a
But I do
Seth?
have a plan in the works.
Seth Petrozelli. They just
Yeah.
did the dating game with Seth. On,
Oh,
on the
really?
last show. I don't know if it was a BDM show or not, but yeah, it was funny as hell.
no, yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I haven't heard that particular episode, but Seth Petrozelli is a funny. Well, this is my Seth Petrozelli story.
Words are hard.
Yeah,
It's
sorry. I was in Elixir one time, and I was just sitting there trying to get a beer, and he and all his friends come in drag, and who's going to say shit? They come in immediately, they grab beers in front of us because they are who they are. Of course, I have no problem with this, and I'm just watching the awe of... There was a few names there that I'm not going to do because I don't want to hear him ding his bell, but there were some cool MMA fighters there, and they walked in the room, got all this beer in front of us, and they walked out with all the glasses and everything.
No shit.
And there was nothing
What do you
anybody
say?
could... They
That's
were
a
in
wall of
full
muscle.
drag. Full drag.
That's a wall of muscle. You're not
Full
going to fucking
drag.
stop those guys.
Heels. Heels.
Yes. You gotta love
taller
Seth.
than any of you gentlemen.
Oh yeah, those
It's
guys are
so
huge.
big, monsters. It was so funny. I loved it. It was great.
That's pretty awesome.
All right. On that note, Tach, again, I'm sorry. Situations sometimes suck. Holly, we still love you. We'd love you to come back up here and do another Twisted 10. She did one for us.
Indeed.
It was
Which one was that?
Hers was on Top 10 Celebrity Deaths of 2016.
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Holly's version of the Top 10 Celebrity. There's a
Jesus,
lot.
That's got to be interesting.
And let me just tell you, I'll spoil it because her list is great, by the way. So
Yeah,
go
I
listen
can
to it.
only
But
imagine.
Her number one was her idol, which was Prince. Is this tearing you up, Tach?
No.
Okay.
I gotta sneeze.
Okay. It was Prince. When Prince died, her idol was Prince.
Oh,
So she
man.
loved Prince. So that whole episode, we played a remix from DJ Gil Lugo, which was all Prince music. All
That's
Prince.
awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a fucking. That was a weird day. I remember everybody got a piece of that.
All right, we're going to take a break in studio. We will be back in just a few minutes.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful
Village Idiot Pub. You locals know about it. You guys from out of town have to check them out.
Village Idiot Pub is now a proud sponsor with Living Podcariously and the Twisted 10 podcasts.
It's more than just about commercials, though. The cast here will be taking our show on the road to Village Idiot to record some episodes as well as hold events. They have over 30 beers on tap, including ciders and Hefeweizen, my favorite, as well as hundreds of bottle choices.
Adam, you forgot my favorite, all the delicious wine. So get your friends together and enjoy the board games, puzzles, and the giant Jenga.
Let the owner, Jason, as well as the rest of the staff there, take excellent care of your beer drinking needs.
Mention either one of our shows to the staff and get 10% off your tab.
Tuesday is open mic, Wednesday is trivia, Thursday is karaoke, Friday and Saturday night are live music.
Visit them at 4 Harrison Street, Suite 103, Cocoa, Florida, or Village Idiot Pub on Facebook. And don't forget, they are a dog-friendly location, so bring your friends, family, and fur babies.
Hey, it's Adam. If you enjoyed the content or the cast of Living Podcariously, be sure to check out the other show we produce. It's called The Twisted 10. Each week, a host or a guest host takes over the show and brings their own unique and original top 10 list to the show. Here's a few examples. Top 10 crazy religious practices. Top 10 sexual fetishes. Twisted Guinness World Records. Top 10 possible human extinction events. And my personal favorite, top 10 best or worst infomercial products. As you can see, the content is all over the place for the show. However, it is a lot of fun to produce, and we hope you like it. As always, thanks for listening. Peering into the inner thoughts and expressions of men. Women send in questions to show@livingpodcariously.com for Adam, Tach, and Jay to give brutal, honest admissions. We call this the Guyry. Guyry? Really? Hey, Tach, is that the best name we could come up with?
Yeah, just go with it.
Aw, I think it's adorable.
Can we man up the music a little bit or something?
I got you, buddy.
All right, our first question comes from Elizabeth in Florida. Hi, everyone. My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years. I'm 21 and he just turned 27. He is very nice to me and I know he loves me. He does a lot for me even though I could do it all for myself. The first year of our relationship, we would have intercourse every day and he would give me a lot of foreplay and didn't ask for much in return.
Of course they did. You were 17.
In the last 3 years, he's been getting so lazy and selfish. All he wants is for me to give him oral or a quickie whenever he wants it. He never wants to give me anything anymore. He doesn't even like to make out. He just wants to get it over with. We both have plenty of free time that we spend together doing nothing, so not having the time isn't the issue. I am very clean and I am very attractive, so that's not the issue either. I bring it up to him, but
Very
he
modest,
just brushes
too.
it off.
Yeah.
All he ever wants is oral.
Good thing she's not conceited.
Yeah, maybe it's that nasty ass attitude.
Yeah, I hate this because some of these emails come in and I don't want to bash on the emailer because that's our listener. However,
Right.
sometimes
you
the
don't.
shoe
I
fits.
think this boils down to complacency is all
Spot
it is.
on.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
all it is.
I'm getting older, you know. That's why you need shows like Married with Children to be
Yeah.
out on the air.
I mean, it seems like you're 21, and for the last 3 years he wasn't doing it. So since you've been legal, he's lost interest. You're fucking a pedophile. You should report him to the authorities because he's probably fucking somebody else who's a minor.
You saw me with the fingers out. I did the math on that. He was 23 when she was 17 in the state of Florida. If that's where she's from,
Still
is
legal.
legal.
Yep.
So she's 23. So we can assume she's uninterested.
No, she's 21.
She's 21. Oh,
They were
fuck.
She was 17 when they started dating.
He's only 27 though.
But
so
I
that's
would,
not
I would have
huge.
to say
That's not bad.
I'd say honestly that
Well, he's almost 30. He's all done fucking.
Tach's correct.
That's not the
It's
issue.
complacency, probably.
He only
Yeah.
wants oral
He's just
because
that's
it's easy.
No, or a
That's
quickie.
the good
or a
hole.
Quickie.
or a quickie.
The good hole.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I mean, if you can't entice them to go further than that, then you might, maybe you want to look somewhere else.
Let's
I
try
don't know.
starting. Let's try starting her off with something simple. Because a lot of people have issues with communication.
Just stick your finger up his butt next time. That'll surprise him. That might get it going.
She needs to talk.
Impolite.
She said I bring it up to him and he just brushes it off.
No, you have to fuck your girlfriend.
Yeah,
you have
I mean,
to
I
fuck
agree. Every
your
once in a
girlfriend.
while, you just
Yeah,
gotta
but the thing
drop
is,
it down on
for the
him.
last 3 years, she's let him not, and
Yeah.
you're kind of in a hole you dug
This
yourself
is
on.
really important. Just like you know how sometimes stuff is taken care of for you as a guy because girls are really sweet. You have to fuck them for that.
Well, yeah, you gotta give it back.
They need the same thing as you. Flowers are very important. Ask them how their fucking day is and fuck them
Just
for
be
God's
polite.
sakes.
Just be
You know,
polite.
it's really, really important, and it will screw your relationship up. It's just like, I mean, being a disgruntled dude, except for dudes are more whiny about it, and
Yeah.
girls
Think
are
about how- yeah.
a little bit more meticulous in how they think about.
Think about how much
getting
of an
back at you for
think
this
about
stuff.
how much of an asshole you are when you haven't come.
I've
in a
never
while.
written a fucking
Like, you know,
email about
like,
it.
That's
Think
true.
about that.
I'll tell you
I'm
that.
such a dick when I haven't, shot one off in a while. I'm an asshole. So like,
Would you
come
email
on? You
your
got to
favorite-
give it back to the lady. You know,
Would you email your
help her
favorite
out.
podcast?
She's helping you out.
Would you email into the podcast if you were so frustrated about not coming? I might. I'll be honest. I might.
What was her name?
Elizabeth.
I like
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth
Holly?
texting.
Uh-oh, Tach. No, I'm just
the
kidding. Sorry.
tactician.
God bless. Goodbye, Bear.
Love you, Holly.
Oh, no.
We'll see you in a few weeks.
Let's move on to the
Elizabeth.
next one.
Yeah.
All right, number 2 is from Jeff
Tech single.
in Florida. My husband took a promotion at work to get into management. I didn't understand why he needed to take it because he gets the jobs that no one else wants and is constantly away from home for long periods of time.
All right.
This has put a strain on our marriage and our sex life. When I tried to talk to him about it, he told me to take up a ceramic class or something to take this
Genius.
Go learn how to basket weave.
Yeah.
way. Last
This
week,
dude is a lawyer or something.
it changes. Last week, I went to a wine tasting at a local winery.
All right.
I met a very nice couple, and we sat and chatted for a long time.
Oh,
Before we said our
sick.
goodbyes, we exchanged emails and phone numbers because we live very close to one another.
She's the unicorn.
During the week, we started emailing back and forth, and that led to texting.
I'm already turned on.
During
Me
our
too.
texting, she started asking me personal questions, and I started confiding in her. about what was going on with my sex
This
life.
is a girl that she just met, texting to this
Is
email.
it the couple?
All right.
The couple with they're both
It's the girl from the
signed.
couple.
Oh man,
Signed both.
I've definitely seen these types of movies.
Yeah.
The
Keep going.
The texting got pretty heated that night.
I bet it did.
And
Yeah.
the next.
Yeah.
She told me they are
what happened?
swingers and have been involved with married women many times. They asked me to come over during the week for dinner and drinks.
Did she do it?
She even told me they smoke pot.
Whoa, whoa! That's where I draw the line.
That's too far.
That is
I
That's where
told
I draw the
her
line.
I haven't done that in years, and she said it'll be fun.
I've never touched a reefer.
I know what they want, just not sure what to do.
Well, don't inject pot.
What was her issue with her man? I was too tied up in the swinger story. What was her
He
issue?
took a management position that keeps him away
He's
from
too
home.
busy, and he
And-
told her to
and
take
she-
up ceramics, so this would be her new hobby
And
instead.
she met some people from the
mean-
villages that like to swing.
The villages.
And basically, she's over there.
I don't.
What was her name? Lady Chatterley?
Jess.
Yeah, again, everybody. He's single. He's right here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like all these things could be.
Sup,
What's your
girl?
email? How do they get a hold of you? I feel like all.
Jess has someone. She's
I don't-
married.
Huh.
Remember, he has a
mean-
job. He's getting a promotion. He works
Oh,
too hard.
right.
I didn't- I
She
didn't-
had to get a new hobby.
I
She's
didn't
wondering,
least-
should she pursue
her new hobby is dick. That's what her new hobby is about.
Well,
to
it's
be.
a s-
And
well,
vagina.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's a
I think it's
couple.
pussy,
couple.
yeah.
Take up ceramics? What the fuck? Did he want to reenact the scene from Ghost? Like, what the hell is he going for?
And
Make
dressed like
yourself-
Whoopi Goldberg.
Make yourself a nice,
God.
smooth dildo so you can.
And then you can
Get off my
fantasize about
back.
it. Yeah, there you go. I
I
I
feel
say
like
at least go to that dinner.
So
Go check it out.
Should she check out this couple?
So she's obviously turned on by the communication she was
sure.
having with this woman.
well, she's getting attention.
Isn't that
So,
already like
yes.
emotionally already like cheating?
Yeah,
That's a good question.
She's getting attention from another
Some strings.
source
Yes.
From some
or whatever,
strange.
and yeah, she's probably got some unsatisfied needs.
I don't know. I
that,
think you need to sit down and talk to your husband.
Yeah, again, communication here is key.
You know, you
if
can-
she hasn't talked to this guy, her husband, about these kinds of issues,
Exactly.
Do you know that if you're
she's
not
gotta go get
feeling it,
somewhere.
you can
Exactly.
finger your wife, and you can also incorporate like toys and stuff. And if you really don't want to, that you're not the only person in the room.
Well, this goes
Yeah.
back to the first point. You have to fuck your women.
you gotta. You gotta use that tongue.
That
She's
is
not
sage.
that bad, guys. After the first 10 seconds, you swallow most of the bad shit, so you just keep on licking. Why is that funny again?
You gotta get that. You gotta get that. You gotta get that surface layer off.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
Whatever.
That's going to be the fucking title of the show. After the first 10 seconds of nastiness, just keep going, power through it. Oh, that dude,
I
that's
think
hilarious.
that's an apt description for when What's the Fuss is on your
That's
show.
horrible.
I
knew it.
I think Wheeler Walker Jr.
I
said it.
always-
Andrea, not
Stay
you.
away.
not
Wheeler
you.
Walker
Let's
Jr.
not talk
Stay
about
said
away
it
from
best.
that
You better
stuff.
eat that pussy, boy.
I'll never do it.
Eating
I
pussy,
knew it.
kicking ass.
Sounds-
No.
I'm guilty here of wanting the follow-up story. I'm guilty of wanting to tell her, do it, and
least,
let us
yeah.
know what
Yes.
happens
Let
from
us
it.
live vicariously.
Well, what-
I
No,
say push
yes.
it all the way to the edge. Just
You want
just
to know
to the edge.
just
Yeah,
the tip?
because she
Should
does.
we have all of
Yes,
them
just
on
the
the show?
tip.
This is the real
Exactly.
deal.
'Cause-
You want the real deal
This
is
is
you're
out of
with the wrong
control.
person. You're with the wrong person, and,
Yeah.
and it's probably better that you move on sexually to another partner.
I'm worried that Adam says, "Yeah, go for it and tell us what happens." And instead of getting the story of the throughway, he gets a story of the divorce proceedings.
You know what? If the marriage isn't strong enough to survive something like an issue like no attention being given to the woman, then guess what?
How are you married if you
We are
don't lick
not
pussy?
responsible for that.
Yeah, look, we claim no liability to these people's decisions.
Oh yeah, no.
Horrible. All right, number 3 is from Opal in Alabama.
Opal?
That's awesome.
Is she like 80?
Opal and bananas.
Nopal.
I know an open.
Opal. That was
It's
a Barney
coming back.
reference. That was a Barney reference from 1989. That's what that was.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I saw that episode.
So, my boyfriend has never given me his second mobile number. And that's where,
He's got a burner phone?
Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag.
work.
You don't even need to keep going.
Yo, Mr. White.
And that question.
That's for his
keeps
real.
asking for my
Yeah,
phone
that's
number.
your boyfriend's second phone. That's the number his wife has.
Yes. Goodbye.
Opal from Alabama has more to say.
Sorry.
And that's where he actually uses WhatsApp on.
Oh, Jesus.
I have told him to add me since I only have one mobile.
How about no?
But every time I mention it, he seems reluctant, or the topic changes right away, and I stay on
So
the
what's on
same
the
doubt
TV?
over and over. The point here is that 1 year has passed by, and I still don't have a second mobile number, which happens to be a smartphone, because the mobile number I have is from a small non-smartphone.
She has the bird number. She has the number to the bird phone.
You're the side bitch.
We're like, oh, you don't know the number to the side to the bird
the
phone?
side
She
bitch.
has the bird phone.
Bill,
Guys, can we summon
That's
the
your-
ghost of Ray Burrito all together?
Can I just go ahead and say that was your twisted fact? That's a lie. That
I
was
only
too
have
easy.
one more sentence.
That was too
all right,
easy.
go.
What in the world can this 37-year-old man be hiding from me
A
by not
family.
giving me a second mobile number?
He's hiding your family.
Jay is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Can we please
Yes,
summon
yes.
Ray Burrito all together?
1, 2, 3. He's probably fucking someone
somebody
else.
else.
Yes.
Was I supposed to know that?
No.
If
So
you
Ray,
listen to the show, I guess you don't.
Ray,
No, you know what the sick part is? He's probably fucking someone else. You're someone else.
Oh, man.
You're the someone else.
You are the side.
Ray Burrito is another. He's a stand-up comic in the area as well, but he also runs another podcast called Gallows Humor.
All right. Never mind.
He
It's
came in
coming
here.
back to me now.
Yeah, he came in here, and every answer to every Guy Ray question was he's probably fucking. He's probably sucking someone else.
I
He's
feel
probably
like-
fucking
oh,
someone
sorry.
else.
I feel like that was a really obvious question. I feel like that person just needed some validity.
Yeah.
Validity.
They just wanted to hear the name Opal come
Words
out
are
on a podcast.
Oh, whose name is Opal?
I actually have a friend named Opal that I was in the
My
army
great
with.
grandma's
Really?
name was Opal.
Yeah.
Well, that's appropriate. A
Yes.
great grandma.
Gertrude
I think
is a
it's
good
coming
name
back.
that I guess I'm gonna name my daughter
If
Gertrude.
Opal is coming
Bringing it back, huh?
Yeah, bring it
my
back.
goodness.
Gretchen.
not
is
to
also
knock her
beautiful.
name, but
Elspeth.
Everybody wants to screw in Eleanor. I know that.
What about a Minerva?
Yes.
What?
Minerva.
I hear they cut that off in some countries.
yeah. So
All
good.
right.
Hey, that's a good question. Thank you for emailing us. But yes, as Jay and several of us pointed out, you are the side chick, Opal.
Absolutely.
She doesn't have the number to the burn phone.
Poor
No,
girl.
that's the one she has.
Yeah, that's the exactly.
No, at that point, at that point, you have to already know.
Yeah.
You're just in denial.
Oh, Opal, honey.
I feel like that same girl is sitting at the bus stop in the rain right now.
Maybe
Catch yourself
she
up.
is
This
an
is easy.
older woman, and he's like a really young 37-year-old.
This is easy.
So she doesn't know the difference between the phones.
Especially if she's younger. This is easy. Opal, here's what I want you to do. show@livingpodcariously.com is our email address. Send a picture and a little bit of a bio. Include your cell phone. We'll give it to Tach and let him him test the waters and
great
see how
man.
everything is.
Right after I said she's probably like a super really old lady, and he's like a really young
whatever.
37-year-old.
You think
say
that's?
that?
I thought you said
still
she
beat
was
up her
young.
boyfriend.
Age is just a number, right?
Oh, gee.
Maybe
Don't-
that's why she doesn't
not-
know the difference between the smartphone and the other.
All right. I wonder how much of that is getting cut out.
All right, number 4 is from Isabella in Georgia. For the last 4 years, I've nicely asked my husband to stop bringing junk food, cookies, donuts, ice cream, chips into the house.
No.
We all struggle with weight and certainly don't need the extra temptations. I do the main grocery shopping and do not buy those things. He continues to bring them home saying, I'm just trying to be nice. It's not nice, and I believe he's sabotaging me after my 60-pound weight loss.
Ooh.
He's told me it's bullshit. He can't have ice cream in his own house, which he never eats it, and I'm being nitpicky. I wouldn't consider that nitpicky. He told me I should just ignore that it's here. Am I being ridiculous? I feel like he's blatantly disrespecting me.
I think she's being a little ridiculous. I think if he doesn't get it at home, he's going to get it somewhere else.
Hold on.
I mean,
He's
ice
probably-
cream
Junk
or
food.
He's probably eating at someone else's kitchen.
Yeah, he's probably going to be at Culver's getting all that custard. You never know, man.
I mean, I
you
get-
want him spending his time outside of the family?
Congratulations on losing the 60 pounds.
That's fantastic. That is.
That's awesome. And also, basically, if you guys already agreed, this is not to be in the house where we're trying to lose weight. We're trying as a family. We're trying to do this. There's some boundaries there being crossed, and
Sure. Agreed. Yeah.
But that's if that was agreed to. That's not like, oh, I made up our mind. We're losing weight. Stop bringing this to the house.
I made up our mind
Yeah.
is different. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
if
right.
if that's the case, and if he never agreed to this, which it doesn't seem like he was ever really into
Yeah,
it.
if you're not into it, you're not into
it's
it.
not a personal affront.
Well,
The
you
guy
can't-
doesn't. Yeah, if he doesn't want to do it, he's a grown ass man. You can't force him into it.
Yeah, you had the self-discipline to lose 60
Yeah.
pounds. You don't have the self-discipline.
Yeah, no one sabotaged
not
not
over,
eating.
to not overindulge ice
That's a
cream.
really good point.
You're
Bill.
allowed to eat ice cream. You just don't go overdo it.
Yeah,
you know?
and if you lost 60 pounds, you have got a drive and determination. No one's forcing you into anything.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Again,
Right.
good for
Let
you.
him
And
eat whatever he wants, and if you don't like it,
I agree with Bill. You're better off on your own. You might as well just leave the
That's-
family
I'm not
behind and
saying
go.
that.
yeah.
I'm
you
not
know,
saying that.
Start
Yeah.
on your own, like if they were zombies and you were on your own little
I'm not
Walking Dead
saying
thing.
that.
Just leave the family behind. They're fat. They're never gonna make it. They'll never find you.
Pull
You don't
up
have to be the fastest. You just
go.
have. You don't have to
Just
be.
don't be last.
You don't have to be fastest. You just have to be faster than the slowest guy. Tack, you need to take the side of the guy on this one. You,
Oh, no, I was gonna say
I mean,
if
of the
he-
girl. You need
Yeah. I got this. So if he's willing to cheat on his diet, he's going to cheat on your girl and have her give me a call.
That's a nice. That's a mite presumptuous. So far, it's become everybody call him, and I like that.
I don't know if she's already lost 60 pounds and now he's bringing in the
Hey,
junk
bro,
food.
I know a
doesn't
girl
seem
that
very
just
right.
lost
Or
60
maybe
pounds.
he
You
was
wanna know?
bringing it in
Yeah,
the whole
nobody's-
time.
no-
Maybe she
said-
got too hot.
Wait a
She
minute.
doesn't want her. He wants to.
She's
fatten her
what's her
back
name?
up.
What's her name?
I don't think so.
Isabella or something like that.
She
Yeah.
send a picture. or
Isabella.
anything?
Maybe he prefers fat Isabella.
Oh, actually, not.
Maybe
Yeah, did she ever
horrible.
even think about
Maybe
it? No,
skinny
I'm just
Isabella
kidding. She
doesn't
didn't-
shut up about
It
CrossFit.
shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter if
No.
like, she wants to lose the weight, she should lose the weight.
Some people
but
are
she should
enablers.
still be able to not eat like overdo it. She lost 60 pounds. I mean, that, good for you too. I'm so happy for you.
This guy,
but like
this
you
guy
could
that
do
you
it.
made.
Just don't eat it.
If
This-
he wants to bring home a snack for himself, bring home. Just don't overdo it. Like have his one snack he wants to.
Well,
bring
yeah,
back.
okay,
Don't
that's fair.
Fill the
Yeah.
whole place up
Yeah,
with all
that's
these
fair.
temptations.
That's fair. Yeah,
I like
get like
that.
a pint.
Okay.
That
Just like a pint that you
compromise
can.
Good.
I agree.
You've,
I
you've
agree.
made
I
him
agree with
into a
Compromise is
bad
perfect.
guy, though.
No,
I mean,
maybe a little bit.
Unfortunately,
Really?
in a lot of these emails, all we have to go off of is the female's perspective. So we have to
It's true.
offer our guy side
yeah,
of that.
so yeah.
Typically, we have occasionally a guy that'll email in about his situation, but not
Yeah.
often.
I agree. I agree. Though compromise
maybe
is probably the
he's
best
like,
way
I
there.
just started this new medication for my back, and now my dick doesn't work. And like,
I really need the sweets.
All right, number 5
depressed.
is from Lindsay in Wisconsin. Are blondes more attractive? I actually never thought of this until someone suggested that they are. I think it depends. I mean, would Jennifer Love Hewitt be prettier as a blonde? I don't think so. This all started with an article I read about how blondes are more attractive. In it, it says something about a long time ago, there were fewer men than women in Europe, and so the men have to choose who they mate with, etc. Anyways, it resulted in there being more blondes because of survival of the fittest. I think blonde is a recessive phenotype. Well, that doesn't say much. Fittest depends on circumstances that include culture, beliefs, and even circumstances.
I refuse to believe they use the word phenotype and actually believe any of that.
all right, hold on. Coming from a blonde, we're easier to catch, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. I don't think you can judge it on would this person be hotter as a blonde? No. This person's hot because they're black or redheaded or blonde or whatever. That's why they're hot. If you change stuff about them, they're not hot anymore. And maybe they are. Hell, who fucking knows? So, but you can't just. I don't think that blondes are more. Well, I'm blonde, so it makes it's. I'm not. I don't want to fuck my sister. All my favorite.
That's like a twist.
I know where the hell did that come from.
All my favorite girlfriends.
There's other blondes out there besides
Holy
your
Jesus
sister.
Christ!
All my favorite
man.
And
girlfriends are
side note,
Mexican.
have your sister give me a call.
All my favorite girlfriends.
What, do you
are
find him
Mexican.
attractive? You think his sister is attractive? Yeah, I mean,
Well, it goes along
That's a
with
little
what
weird.
Goes along with what I'm gonna say in my response to.
oh, okay.
Whatever,
I'll let
man.
him finish.
Hey.
So.
Whatever goes on. No, but no, I think that evolution kind of makes us want to seek outside of what we're supposed to. I think, and that's kind of. I think that maybe the fun is maybe that's why we travel to new lands, just fuck new people,
Find new pussy.
Who knows?
I say fucking do whatever makes you feel good. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah,
If you like how it looks on you, that's all that's gonna fucking matter.
It's
Because
100
confidence is all that fucking matters with it. If you think it looks stupid, you're probably gonna look stupid.
spot on. Perspective into what is attractive is 100% individual.
Exactly.
I'm big time into redheads. I'm just saying.
I thought she was.
Hey, Adam, why don't you call me?
He's making
Yeah.
No,
All
he's
right, I
mine.
see. I get it now.
Tach just clenched up real tight.
But he
yeah.
winked. It was really strange.
I know.
No,
Some
I
guys
think-
are into.
You know
I've been
I'm
with
tired.
blondes.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on the time and depends on the mood. I guess it's everybody's got their own favorites.
To answer
you
the
know?
question, I mean, honestly, people are beautiful because they're fucking different. They're weird looking. You want to see them naked. That's the real truth.
I agree with.
Who cares about their hair color?
However, wait a minute.
Rocky, you nailed
I would
it.
be interested in seeing a really, really ugly or fat woman naked just because I want to see it.
Can I go off on a tangent real quick, and I'll make it very, very
Yeah, of
short?
course.
When I was a kid, my parents got me a book called "It's Perfectly Normal," and they showed what people looked like naked—a bunch of fat to skinny to old to young people. And it was a book about sex and how
That's
it worked,
great.
and it was really informative. And so you get to see what people looked like fucking naked. It was cartoon drawing.
Human body is wonderful.
Very
Cartoon
informative for
drawing.
children. If you're trying to do that,
Do you still have that tax single? He needs some material. If you know what I mean.
It's probably in my parents' attic somewhere. If you really want.
No, my
Let's
mom.
go
My
search
mom
for
had
it.
the joy of sex, which was drawings of couples in different sex positions. That was my.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I just
see,
got to
kids,
watch
I didn't
naked
have the
people.
internet when
I
I,
had the
was a
Sears
kid.
catalog. All right, that's what I had when I was
I stole
9
porn.
or 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of naked people in my
found-
house.
I
I
had the
kid.
romance novels at the library.
I found a trash bag full of hustlers in this like storm,
In the woods,
in
right?
this storm gutter, and like at the park in this like drainage ditch.
That was
Wow.
some
It was-
some wife
yeah.
that found a husband's
Lucky.
collection and said,
No,
"Fuck
no,
this
dude,
shit."
it's a crazy story. It was some kid in his neighborhood. Like how we found it. Like there was like all these chopped up like pages of it, and like I was like, "Is that a tit?" And my buddy's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then we like found the bag of it. This dude came back. He had like a butcher knife, and he like swear to God, he had us like pinned up on the fucking slide until the cops came. And then
What?
yeah,
Whoa.
and then so like I ended up with the trash bag full of porn mags at my house. And my mom's like, you have to get rid of those, right? And I was like, no way, fuck that.
But now you're really into BDSM for some reason, aren't you?
no.
God. All right,
But then what ended up happening was what the fuck? My dad he goes, pick out the 2 favorite ones that you like.
Oh,
and
dads
just
know what's
hide
up.
them really good. If she finds them, I did not say
Ultimate
that you
cool
could
dad
keep
move.
them.
That's a
And
dad,
I was
yeah.
like, this is the shit.
All right.
That story, by
What's-
the way, is your opening audio.
What's the next one?
All right, our last one comes from Christy in Florida.
Christy.
So I had this date planned with a younger man. He canceled on me, but ended up meeting me at my hotel and we had sex.
Of course he did.
I don't regret it, and it was really awesome, but I wanted some input. Story sort of goes like this. We made out for a long time before we even got naked. Then he put on a condom and we had sex. The actual sex only took like 2 to 3 minutes, I would say, and he apologized for coming so quickly. I honestly didn't mind, and it was clear he was ready for round 2, but we just didn't have the time to do it again. I already had an orgasm before
You don't
the
have 2
actual
minutes?
sex, so I was fine with it.
Pause.
That was funny.
How much of a time crunch were you in?
You got Andrea. You got to read the room. Everyone in the room was ready to spout out about them 2 minutes not having enough time for more. Oh my god!
Sorry. I think
Please
you're
use
safe.
that joke. Please use that joke.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I guess the time ran out because they planned on having the date earlier, and he had canceled, and then just all of a sudden wanted to get into our hotel room.
He had to get back to his wife and kids. right?
Everybody's done this. Don't even act.
All right, so
yeah,
I honestly didn't mind. It was
definitely.
clear he was ready for round 2, but we just didn't have time to do it again. I had already had an orgasm before the actual sex, so I was fine with it. What I'm wondering is
Damn,
what
that's
other
awesome.
people's, especially men's opinions are on why he orgasmed so quickly. I'm basically hoping that he was just so turned on by me that he couldn't help himself.
I would say the same.
I know there could be many factors, but what do guys think usually makes them come fast with a new partner?
The pussy was fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anticipation will do a lot.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Like build up.
Especially making out for like half hour before or whatever.
He was probably ready to top off for a while.
Yeah.
Being really into her.
Yeah. Like
That's
she said,
what I would think.
Like she even said she came already. So I mean, if she already came, then he was ready to go for a
he
while.
It's a great first date.
He was coming right when he was right when he was hitting in. He was already like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm weirded out.
You know what that was? That was 2
And that's
minutes.
fine.
That was 2 minutes of hell for him. He's like, don't come.
Yeah,
come,
exactly.
Don't, fuck it.
He
I'm gonna
didn't,
come.
yeah, he didn't even like get the full enjoyment.
Exactly.
Of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
you-
wondering.
You think you're pissed?
Yeah, you guys need to just keep hitting it. That's what I would say.
She
Just
said
keep
she
going
was-
for it because you guys are into each other.
She said she was in a time crunch, so she didn't have 2 more minutes to have sex. And I'm guessing, what, room service is knocking on the door? Why do you not
he
have
was
time?
embarrassed.
What's
I wasn't
what's
done
his
yet
Uber?
anyway.
His Uber's outside? You can,
There's
Is there more?
to the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's more. Sorry.
Also, the kissing was hot, but I could not believe how much tongue he used. He was doing this constant tongue swirl around my mouth. I've now learned it's called helicopter tongue, LOL. I kept pulling back a bit and kissing him normally and sucking on his lip or kissing his neck, nibbling his ear. And he seemed to love it all, but he always reverted back to the wild tongue kissing,
the
LOL.
meat spin. Yeah.
Some guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Even when we kissed goodbye, he Frenched me like his life depended on it. Is this also a sign of his arousal level?
No.
Arousal level? I also want to see him again for sure. What is the likelihood that I'll want to? I mean, do you think he's embarrassed for coming too quick?
So number one,
No.
kissing has no indication
be.
of sexual arousal for guys. Some guys just cannot kiss.
Yeah.
Trust me, Tach is the worst kisser in the world. I've had personal experience. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
He
I'm
was
kidding.
saying he was so into
No,
it.
being into it's
I'm
fine.
fantastic.
No,
He
being
kissed
into
her with so much, like, does that
passion.
mean?
There's a difference between passion and just not
being
knowing
bad.
knowing what you're doing. So don't mistake him doing the fucking tongue tornado or whatever she called it in her mouth for being passionate about her, because that just sounds like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
But to
that's-
answer her
I think
question,
it's right.
I think he's all about hitting it again, because it sounded like he had a pretty good time.
He'll stop coming fast after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Then
It's
eventually get to the point where he just wants a blowjob and a quickie.
yeah. Full circle.
Good throwback.
And it'll be fucking someone else.
Yes, and then probably fucking somebody else.
That's great. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just keep actually have a date this time. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Just a date. See how it goes.
Yeah.
They're all they're thinking about is getting back to the hotel room.
What was the age gap again?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't say.
Oh, well, it sounds like it's
Just
kind of
that
a lot.
she was
Well,
older. He was
here,
younger.
all right, check this out. I mean, I had a sugar mama back in high school, and it was
Congratulations.
very, very weird. She was 35, I was 17, and it
that's
was
illegal.
Yeah,
That's a felony.
it was a lot like that. It was a lot of she'd buy us beer and like food, and it was like my friends
Was
were
she
involved.
trying to go to prison? Was this her goal?
No, it was awesome. It was good for me.
She was fucking them all, probably.
She's really like the
Oh, I
teenage
had only a mat. Well,
Yeah.
there, at least
She a
one
teacher?
more. No, not a teacher.
Was she
no,
a
that would have
teacher?
been cool.
Well, that would have meant she was hot.
No, but
Is
it
her
was,
name what's LaFlave?
I
Deborah
know
LaFlave?
her
Was she
name, and I know her
hot?
daughter. Her daughter drinks around Orlando, and I've seen her. But yeah,
Sure, it's not your daughter.
Was she hot?
Yes.
good night.
Knock out punch.
That was really funny.
I can't imagine being my age and sleeping with a 17-year-old.
It was good for
That's-
me.
because you're not a pedophile.
That's
That's what
I wasn't.
that's what that breaks down. No, you weren't.
Oh,
No.
Lord.
I was just seeking out an opportunity. No, it was fun. It was good for me. I think it was important, honestly. But she was gorgeous, and I think she did this with like a lot of us out there. Like, yeah, you guys
Jesus
are right. Well,
Christ.
she would
Alright.
She was a nymphomaniac.
food,
pedophile.
booze, all this other
That-
stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I think
She got a bunch of kids drunk.
It
to have
sounds
sex
like kind of what they're doing.
If she was a dude with a windowless van, she'd be in prison.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like this
Absolutely.
chick is doing the same thing. She's got this young guy. She's trying to,
I was guessing that they were all of age.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they're all 18 and above
Yeah.
in this particular instance.
That was the best Gary ever, Andrea.
Yes, it was.
Yay. Yay.
Very good guy,
Go
Ari.
sports.
Go sports. Oh,
I love you
gracious.
touched on the blonde about guys being more attracted to blondes, because I grew up I grew up in Miami, like what most people describe as an exotic woman, like black hair, dark eyes. That's like what you said. That's my sister.
Yeah.
I look at Elijah Cuthbert, who's like an alabaster blonde princess. I'm like, she's so exotic.
You're a Khaleesi fan.
Like,
aren't you?
I look at Minnesota the same way some people look at like Burma. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no way! No.
It's weird.
I think it's nature to make you want to mix it up, kind of.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of part of evolution. I think that's probably why we got some of our best traits from the others.
That's true. As long as in Burma you don't go black and yellow, or
Yeah.
yellow and red,
Yellow
or
and red.
whatever.
Yellow and red. I guess Hulkamania doesn't run wild over there, huh?
oh no, there is no Hulkamania.
Good call.
Oh yeah, brother.
Well, all right. Well, cool deal. Let's wrap up the show.
Yeah.
So, guys, from Jesus Christ, I don't even know how to explain for the listeners out there how much we absolutely love the Podcast Mafia. You guys are part of the Podcast Mafia with What's the Fuss podcast.
Yes.
So both Bill and Rocky, give a few plugs. Where do you want our listeners to go to check you guys out?
What's the
Check
Fuss
out,
podcast?
check out the What's the Fuss
What's
Facebook page?
podcast.com and the Facebook page and
the group.
the group.
Instagrams?
That's pretty much it.
Just
and
type
I
in
want
what's
to
the
thank you guys
fuss.
for having us on. This has been really
dude.
fun, man. You guys
Of
are
course.
hilarious.
Yeah, this was a great time. Thank you.
I knew that listening to your show, I knew the personalities between our cast and you guys were going to do just fine.
Yeah,
it's,
absolutely.
It's the
And
same like
definitely-
minds.
And we
Definitely
respect
a
what
great
you guys do, and I know you guys are working really hard on it, and I think you guys deserve everything you got.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
appreciate that.
That's adorable.
Agreed.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Jay,
Yo,
where are you going to be?
I am going to be all over the place here in a little while. I am going to be at Gregory's Comedy Club this weekend. That is the 27th, 8th, and 29th. And then August 1st, I will be at MI Island or My Island Restaurant.
Yeah, a lot of the locals just call it the Island. It's
The Island.
right there at 520 and the river, basically the Banana River, right there at the easternmost part of Merritt Island on 520.
I know dick about Merritt Island, folks. I'm going to be at the Island Restaurant on August 1st for the 3-year anniversary, though.
You're gonna love your view when you're on stage looking out. All you see are the heads, obviously, of the people that are there, and fucking river. That's all you see is river. It's a gorgeous view.
Great. That's what I want to see. My career going up creek.
That was awesome.
No, but I'll be there. And then find me, Raul, and Marcel on Pops On, as always. Thank you, sir.
Pops on podcast right now on YouTube only, but soon to come to Stitcher.
Soon to
and
come
all
on
the-
other medias, but check us up. Look us up on Facebook at facebook.com/NoDadJokes.
Nice. No
And,
dad jokes. I like
yeah.
that. We got to get you guys added into the Mafia unless you aren't already in there. I think you're
No,
in
we're not.
there.
I'm in there, yeah, but we're not.
Yeah, we got to get you guys added in.
I can
Introduce
add
you to
you
the rest
guys.
of the Mafia.
It's no big deal.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Might as well.
Just pull some strings, you know.
Oh, fuck
Hi-yo.
you, man.
That's a great story.
Yeah, sorry.
Andrea, where can our listeners find you?
I'll be at Brent Allen Salon in Day Spa.
You'll find me in the bushes.
Do our listeners get any? Do our listeners get any specials up there?
They can get anything they want.
Whoa.
whoa, what?
What?
Anything
What?
they want.
But will they be satisfied though?
They will be extremely satisfied with their haircut or facial or pedicure or manicure.
Facial.
Facial.
Would you like to come in for a facial?
If I had a buzzer to hit, I would. I'll take the facial.
I want to send our listeners to our Patreon. We have a few Patreon donors that are in there, or pledges, I guess you would call them.
Patrons?
Patrons. $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you feel like you want to give to the show. That goes right to us. For the most part, I think Patreon takes 5% or
They
something
do get
like
a small
that. But
cut, yeah.
for the most part, that all goes to the show, tax-free as a donation. So please help us out and support the show. We're kind of slow rolling our Patreon out there for people to get involved with. We have a few folks we want to especially thank. Dan and Stephanie Lynn, Xavier Hamilton. Thank you guys for being our first Patreon pledges and donors for the Living Podcariously site. So that's patreon.com. That's patreon.com/Living Podcariously. Super easy to get to. There's a lot of specials up there. If you guys do a $5 a month Patreon donation, I send you a couple of beer mugs out to your house that are branded. So, yeah.
Not to
check
mention
it out.
they will be part of the Gentlemen's Club
The
as
LP,
well.
LP Gentlemen's Club.
LP Gentlemen's Club, and there are episodes up there just for them.
That's right. Special behind the scenes. Really, it's the first few episodes that we've got up there are going to be basically the inception of our show, some of the original before we took the show down. By the way, Rocky, this is our third version of this show. the iteration that you're on now, this is episode 73, I believe, maybe 72.
Somewhere in there.
We had a good 40 episodes prior that we shit canned just because of drama and politics and us not really knowing what we
Different
were doing at the time.
hosts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't good till Jay and I came along.
Yeah, they needed
I've
us
said
for
it
the
before.
affirmative action.
Yeah,
I've said it
sometimes you gotta
before.
find the right mesh.
Yeah,
it's all about flow. So.
A lot of like the first like 40 podcasts that anybody does shouldn't be heard.
Yeah, it's,
So sometimes
feeling
it's
it
really
out,
awful.
yeah.
I'm fascinated with the evolution of podcasts. I need to go back and listen to your guys' first episode that's available.
Don't.
No, I
Please.
do because I'm fascinated with it to see where I know your show and I know it very well. I want to hear where it started, and I want to hear the iterations of changes you guys evolved through. I'm fascinated with it. But anyway,
not happy with it.
So yeah, so
I
the
just got
Gentleman's Club
embarrassed.
episodes that we have are kind of like a director's commentary, if you will.
Yeah.
We'll play a portion of it and we'll discuss it. And, they're pretty.
And your
they're pretty
cartoon is awesome.
oh, you like Penny?
Cool.
You
Please
like Get Up
go
Penny?
check out Get Out Penny.
Oh,
Thanks.
Yeah, I
That's
enjoyed
awesome.
that. That was really
great.
fun.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Tack does all the animation on that, and
Oh,
one of the
wow.
3 voices.
That's
No,
that's,
that was
that's
so
amazing.
I run the microphone board.
Yes, you do. You
Thanks,
do the
Tack.
tracking. Yeah.
Thanks,
You do
Tack.
good.
Totally left you out.
Yeah, he did.
We'll get you on there.
He
We'll
knows
get you
who
a
can.
voice.
He knows who can do voices and who can't do voices on this show. So.
You can
Yeah.
do. Let's do. I don't know. French accent.
Oh, sacre bleu!
A
almost like he knew.
A French man just met Gene Wilder.
Oh, sacre bleu! That's the same thing.
No, but he
Are
just met
you
Gene
the,
Wilder.
yeah.
Pick something completely. Oh, are you the John Wilder? Yes,
There we
I got
go.
it. I see what you're saying. All right. Anyway, all right. Go to Facebook, facebook.com/Living Podcariously. We've got a shitload of photos from our Living Podcariously first ever listener event. Over the course of that night, we had about 350 people show up. At any one given time out there, we had about 200 people, 120 inside and about 80 outside.
It was a
That was-
blasty blast.
Holy shit, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
We're going to do another one of those very soon down at our other sponsor, the Salty Fox, down in Melbourne. So stay tuned, listen for the information on that, and watch for your invites. If you've liked us on the Facebook page, you will see the event pop up there. So just keep that in mind.
Thanks again, you guys.
Guess that's about it. No, dude, Rocky, and look, you guys, you have no idea what it means for me to have some of the Orlando flavor come out here to Brevard. I know it's a long drive.
sweet.
It's about an hour or so, but
Too sweet.
it means a lot to us for you guys to come out here.
Oh, it was well
So-
worth it, man. You guys
Absolutely.
made it well worth the ride.
And we,
It was-
good.
we respect you guys
were
a
great
lot.
fun.
We respect you guys a lot. We really wanted to be here. We're happy to do it, and I'm so glad that you guys get recognized for all the hard work you do, because
thanks.
you're really one of the most intelligent, listenable podcasts in this area, and I mean it's saying a lot because there's a ton of them. So I'm really happy you guys are doing what you're doing.
That means
Thanks,
a lot.
man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you so much for having us, and we'd like to invite you over to our studio as soon as we get everything all settled up.
Hell yeah.
I'd really like to have you guys
Yeah,
come
whenever
along.
we
and
could
Be
get,
badass.
whenever we could get the
who-
chance.
whoever can make it, and we'll set up maybe a 2-part episode or something like that where we
Sweet.
can ask you guys some questions, or well, maybe we'll put you guys to work for now.
Do we have to come with 3 questions
Yeah.
for you?
No. But thank you guys for having us. We're really grateful to be here. Again, we're just What's the Fuss podcast from Orlando.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
It was a
Alright.
blast.
I am gonna just take a minute, time me tack.
Okay.
I want to invite you
1,
guys to do something
2.
later this summer. You don't count.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna have a competition. So I was super inspired with what I saw out of Oh No, the bowling tournament. It was
Yeah.
awesome. They
That
did
was
a great
fun.
job.
So
we
much
came in
fun.
dead last.
Yeah. It was all about the experience.
Dead last.
It was a great environment, and I love seeing podcasters get together and do something together. And they still had a great turnout for even
Oh, so
non-podcasters.
fun. Absolutely.
We're going to do something in Brevard over here, a little different flavor, but it's going to involve podcasts. Not so much with a, oh fuck it, yeah, it's going to be a competition style thing, but not quite as elaborate as what Oh No did out there. But it'll be sometime in September-ish
Spill the
time
beans.
frame.
What,
No,
give
I'm
us
not.
a little- oh.
I got to clear through the sponsor first. I got to make sure they're 100% on board because we're going to do it down at Salty Fox down in
Well,
Melbourne.
hey,
So-
awesome.
let me put it out there that we would love to be a part of that.
Nice.
Anything you guys?
We will accept
Yay.
any challenge.
And
You're
yeah.
going to need a 4-person team. I'll tell you that now.
What's up?
We'll figure that out. We could
Okay.
get we could probably get Etchy and Scotch to be our 4th team.
I have a feeling we can
that's
at
not
Or
bad.
least.
Peter. I always
Peter from
call him.
Scotch?
I always call. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah,
You're having him on. Soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Peter's our 4th
3
member,
weeks.
but I have a feeling that we can at least come in dead last.
yeah.
I'm
why
good
not?
at doing that too.
Yeah, no, but it's all about having fun on
At
the way
least
there.
I'm consistent.
Exactly.
Well, I want to thank you again.
Yeah, dude, of course. We're happy
right,
to have
man.
you guys out here. It was our honor to have you guys in our studio. Seriously.
Indeed.
So another
definitely.
shot, man.
Definitely.
Is that about it? You want to get out of here?
You can follow us on Twitter at Podcarious.
Yep.
You
Also Instagram now. You set us up on
Instagram as well, and also our YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel.
Dichotomy Media.
Dichotomy Media Podcast LLC YouTube channel, where we have all the shows, including Get Out Penny and live performances. And much like you'll see on tonight's episode, the live performance from Will Porter is also up and ready to go.
Right.
So,
Ready for that.
like you heard, watch the video now.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys listening. On behalf of Living Podcariously, I'm Adam.
I'm Tach.
I'm Andrea Joy.
I'm Jay Alvarez.
And our two guests in studio,
Rocky.
And Bill.
from What's the Fuss podcast.
I really thought you were about to say Rocky and Bullwinkle. I'm sorry.
I've been waiting for it all night.
Come, Natasha. We come for Moose and Squirrel.
Rocky and Bill Winkle.
That was the title we should have went with.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Have a great week.
And welcome back to Living Podcariously.
Whoop, whoop.
Did you enjoy that music?
That's awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty. I got one question about it though.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Will Porter?
Who the fuck is Will Porter? Well, I will tell you who the fuck Will Porter is. The music you just listened to is by an artist that I discovered by the name of Will Porter, and I thought he was definitely worth bringing onto the show and showing off to all of our listeners.
Hell yeah.
So what we have here, we have via, Skype, but you won't be able to tell, but on via Skype, we have the one, the only Will Porter here with us.
What's happening?
What's going on, man?
Nice to meet you, dude.
Man, it's an honor to be here on the cast, dude. I'll be living podcariously with you guys, man.
Nice.
Thanks for having me.
Nice, dude. Yeah. Next time you come down to Central Florida, you're gonna have to let us know. We'll get you on the studio, inside the studio down here, and maybe make some connections with some other musicians and performers that are down here.
Dude, I'm down to play anytime, any place, anywhere, as long as I can, cover my gas money and some strings. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I discovered Will Porter online. He's so I would say, what kind of genre would you say that he is?
Oh gosh, Will, what's the best explanation for a genre? And we kind of talked about this a little bit in pre-show. So what would you say best fit the mold for your music?
That's kind of why I was asking you this question, because he asked me this question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was talking to him on the phone the other day. So it's. I'm curious to hear what you think. The genre.
As am I.
Yeah, dude, that was so. I don't know. I put you in a more of a southern mix of rock and maybe some classic rock, some awesome instrumental solo stuff that I heard, and some of that it's.
See, I always stuck him in, like, I would have said more bluesy.
Yeah, agreed.
Kind of a blues sound. Like, I like Johnny Lang a lot, and he reminds me of Johnny Lang.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
But I know you have a thing with genres. Well, like, I know you hate genres or something. What is it?
Well, I'm very fond of a lot of different genres, but in my opinion, I think genres are illusions in a way, because music's all the same language, and the way I look at it is I create music, and I have heavy influences from Motown, the Beatles, Hendrix. I love hip hop. I fuck with Tupac. You know what I'm saying? I just love music, and to me, genres are illusions. So what I do as an artist is I just create shit that I would like to listen to, and I express myself, and I let other people label it.
Okay.
Cool.
That's a really cool perspective to take on music. I like that.
Now let's backtrack. We kind of jumped ahead
Thanks,
here.
man.
We jumped ahead here in the interview. So let's start from the very beginning. So where are you from?
From Marietta, Oklahoma, which is damn near as close to Texas as you can get before being Texas.
Do you know where?
Born and raised in Love County.
Do you know where Chickasha, Oklahoma is?
Yeah, I went to a weightlifting meet whenever I was in high school there.
Oh, nice.
Couple of them.
I couldn't. Andrea's not in studio today. She's our female co-host. She's actually in Italy. She's told us that 1,000 times on the show, but that's where she is right now. That's her hometown. That's where she's from. She spent most of her life in Chickasha and then moved down here to Florida with her ex-husband. Ex, because she's mine now, Tach.
Oh, I see.
The only thing I really know about Chickasha is that they got some corn-fed boys up there.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yep.
We saw them at the weight meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oklahoma's full of cornbread people. It's there. That's a big boy and also big girl state sometimes if you look at the wrong place, I guess.
Well, I'm about 285 my damn self. I always say whenever you hire me to play a show, you get security at the same time.
I love that. That's awesome.
2-for-1 deal, you know?
Hell yeah. For our listeners, if our listeners want to go out and listen to some of your music, as well as what we're obviously playing on the podcast between breaks and stuff like that, where's a good landing place? Do you have a good YouTube page that we can send them to, or a SoundCloud or something like that?
I bounce a lot of my stuff off of Facebook, facebook.com/Will Porter Music.
Nice.
But I've also got a YouTube channel, which the moment I think the address escapes me, youtube.com/Porterhouse. It's either Porterhouse Music or Porterhouse Band.
Okay.
Music. But if you type in Will Porter, it'll pop up there. I've got a lot of originals, and I've got a lot of covers, and I've got a lot of live stuff, you know, like cool videos that I captured. Like there's a cover of me doing Chris Stapleton's The Whiskey and You. And I was down at the stockyards in Fort Worth at like 3 a.m. playing for a dude that was smoking a cigarette in his underwear and some poor homeless lady.
How did he smoke a cigarette in his underwear? And we just having a good time making music because we loved it, you know? Okay, so how long have you been doing music?
I've always loved music. And I didn't really realize that I was blessed with the vocals that I have until I was 15. I was in show choir and jazz hands and shit. And I performed in front of the entire school, which, hell yeah, that's why y'all are awesome. They're doing jazz hands for anybody that can't see that. As a freshman, chubby little 15-year-old Will got up there and sang his solo in the Grease medley. And Marietta's a small town, so K through 12, everybody I know, my whole universe is in this room, you know, and I'm a chubby little freshman in show choir, you know. And anyway, I sang my solo, and the whole place went nuts.
Nice.
And all of a sudden, everybody that called me, you know, nerdy little video game boy, like, oh shit, he can make us happy with pretty noises, you know. And
awesome.
The perspective of me changed, and I realized I was blessed with something, so I started working on it. I went and got me a guitar immediately, started writing songs, and never turned back.
So that was your turning point. That was like your moment when you realized, when you got the admiration of the crowd. That was the moment you realized this is something that you enjoy doing because it pleases other people. That sounds like a pretty good spot to turn, right? That's a good turning point.
That was the greatest moment of my entire life.
Nice, dude.
I found my purpose.
It's awesome. Yeah, I definitely enjoy your music a lot. I was a little skeptical going in because I was like, I think this is a country guy, but then I started listening. I'm not a country fan, but damn, man, you shocked me. I was like, it's fucking bluesy, man. That's what I like. I like
That's awesome.
Blues.
Thank you. I definitely love some blues, man. I think vocally what I might be trying to do is something between Joe Cocker and Keith Whitley. You know, maybe a little Cornell in there. Rest in peace.
Right.
You do have that kind of voice too. That's a good mix. All right, so I got a question. Just reading some of your stuff that you've got on your Facebook wall, it says you love reading about Eastern philosophy.
Yes, sir.
No shit.
Let's expand on that.
That all started with the Ninja Turtles, man. No shit. I was a big fan of the Ninja Turtles. There's one in the back over here, and I've got some foam padded nunchucks. Don't make me show you my nunchuck skills. But I kind of got into it through finding out what the martial arts were, and then learning about their teachings. And I don't know, they just got a cool perspective on things, man. You know,
absolutely. So I
fuck with it. You know, I dig it.
I like people who study unique things. Like Eastern philosophy is a pretty unique, topic to go in and do self-studying on. I do the same thing. I'm just as much of a nerd as you are with Eastern philosophy. I am on quantum physics. Believe it or not, I read books on quantum physics all day long.
he spun around in his chair.
Oh, have you seen What the Bleep Do We Know?
Huh? No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's going to blow your brain, dude. Oh, man, it's awesome. It's a little bit old. Kind of came out like maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
But it's called What the Bleep Do We Know? And it's sort of like a really 101 crash course on here's what quantum physics is trying to talk about.
Nice.
And that's what first got me into it. A friend introduced me to it, and I'm just to know that quantum physics, as scientists, figured out that the act of observation changes the behavior of molecules. Boom!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's new shit that
What's
just
real?
came out.
Yeah. What, the observation theory?
Yeah.
It was always a theory. It was never proven.
It's
but I
been
think-
proven.
Has it been?
Yeah.
That's
just
awesome.
recently I heard about this. It's what they shoot like these protons through these slits of paper. And whether they become particles on the other side is whether they're observed or not. And what's weird is like,
shit.
what's weird is that once they are observed and they're particles, then it actually backs track to when it went through that slit of paper and also puts it as if like, oh, it was particles before too. Does this make sense at all?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. But,
yeah, okay, good.
I've had a few Jack and Cokes.
It's been crazy. And then they like shot it through a prism, and then it split and did other shit. Oh man, they're like, scientists are baffled. I'm telling you, they're like, this is nuts.
Dude, Will, I just had a Jehovah's Witness come to the door. Now, I'm respectful to all religions, especially, people that are kind and friendly back to me. So I never kick them away or yell at them or anything like that unless they don't take a hint. Then I might get a little bit aggressive. But they came to the door and they wanted to know my perspective on religion. So I didn't have anything to do, so I opened up and I told them about quantum entanglement theory and how what I believe is religion is tied through quantum entanglement, and that it can be, physical place in another part of the universe where our, quote unquote souls are. I had these people fucking floored. They didn't know what the hell to think because they don't have any comeback to that. If I say I believe in reincarnation, will they have a comeback for that? They've never heard quantum entanglement theory ties into religion before, and it was fucking great. It was so good they didn't leave me their card or their little book.
What they did leave with, though, was a questioning of their entire reality. What have they been doing?
Did I just convert?
You did that, bro. I'm proud of you.
If I converted two Jehovah's Witnesses over to leave their religion, does that mean I win like a prize or something?
I don't know.
I think you got a notch in your belt at least. Yeah.
Oh, well, very nice. All right, so I got a music-related question for you. So you learned at right around, what did you say, it was 14 or 15, that you had a passion for music. My son,
15, yeah.
My son is, when he started doing music at 11, he's now 13, and he's kind of given up on his chase for music just because he's more interested in video games right now, and I'm sure that's going to change to girls or boys, whatever his preference is, here in, another year or so. But my question is, I want to try to re-encourage him to get more active and get creative. What would you, as an artist that has gone through maybe some of the same struggles of losing the focus and gaining the focus back, what would you say to a young, aspiring artist, musician, talent that to keep chasing that because it's so cool?
Well, first, more time you spend fucking with something, the better you get at it. So the more time you spend with your hands on a guitar, just messing with it, the better you're going to get, period. So if you have a guitar in your hand for 30 minutes a day, you'll get 30 minutes a day good. If you have your guitar in your hands every waking moment, like I did, at first, and it was a bit of an obsession, then you'll progress as follows. But something that I've noticed with music is that it's almost like a marriage. I'm 34, no kids, never been married. I feel like I got married to music when I was 15. And that has taken the majority of my time and efforts. But that being said, as with any love affair, there's ebb and flow, and sometimes I'll fall out of love and I'll get pissed off at music for a while and I'll put it in the corner. But no matter how long I leave music in the corner, like I did that guitar when I was 16, I got so frustrated when I was playing guitar that I quit for 2 weeks. And every day I came home from school and the guitar looked at me and laughed at me. It was like, pussy, like it beat me, and I was sitting there playing on a PlayStation or something. And I was like, if I pick that thing up and I keep messing with it, I'll thank myself in the future, but I don't want that thing to think it's got one over on me. I don't want it to think it won. I win. You know what I mean? So
nice.
If you got to put music down every once in a while, no matter how long you put it down, it'll always be right there waiting for you when you come back, man.
Nice.
Every time. It will never turn its back on you.
That's great advice.
Indeed.
So maybe just, he's got to come to it on his own. And if he's truly a creator, he will,
Yeah, I've been trying to push
what I
him back
do.
towards it, but I realize that if I push too hard, then he's going to associate negative with it. And I just gotta set up his room, and I'm going to build him some stuff in his room to start mixing again. But I just put it in front of him. If he takes it up again, awesome.
Make it available. Positive encouragement, definitely. But if you start making it a chore, like, and he associates it with like work and tedious. Man, I took piano lessons when I was 10, and I quit. And the chick I was getting them from was gorgeous. I mean, it was worth $20 a lesson just to look at it. You know what I mean? Especially being like 12, but I couldn't do it because it was so tedious.
Yeah, I would love to take piano lessons now.
And wanting something for somebody that they don't want for themselves is kind of an uphill battle. It's almost impossible. So just, I don't know, positively encourage, I would say.
Cool.
Definitely. So you just released an album, right?
I actually dropped it a little bit earlier, right around the turn of the year, like beginning of January.
Oh, okay.
It's called Will Porter live at Bubba's Brew House in Durant, Oklahoma. This place that I play every once in a while. And
you said it was Will
I
Porter's
think it came out pretty good,
live
man.
at, what was it, Bubba's Brew House?
Yeah, you kind of broke up a little bit. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
say it again?
The name of the album is Will Porter live at Bubba's Brew House.
Nice.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I got a chance to listen to it. I really liked it. And that's actually what we were listening to earlier.
I'm pulling it up now to look at it again. I haven't seen the link on there. We'll find the links and put them in the show notes for any of the audience members that like Will's music. Look in the show notes on whatever device you're listening to us on, or go to the website and you'll see links right to the places that you can listen and buy and support Will.
And just on a personal note, anybody that allows me to be a soundtrack to their life and goes and gives me an honest chance, I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for trying it out.
Nice.
It's not for everybody, but if it is for you, maybe you'll find me. Maybe I could be your new favorite artist. But thanks to anybody that goes and tries it out.
Yep, there it is right there in iTunes. Perfect.
Okay. So do you have any local shows coming up that you wanted to plug for listeners in case they're in the area?
Well, right now, what I've got is a couple of private shows, and I can't tell anybody where those are at because it's a secret. I know I'm playing July 4th out at the lake. Okay. I had a big show about a month ago where I opened up for a dude named Stoney LaRue, who y'all are from Florida. Y'all don't know about that red dirt, but Stoney LaRue is kind of like the red dirt king, and red dirt music is Oklahoma country, essentially. Okay. And I got to open up for him. That was kind of a big deal from these parts.
Nice.
And actually, I got permission from a red dirt legend named Brandon Jenkins, who wrote a song called My Feet Don't Touch the Ground, which was one of Stoney LaRue's biggest hits. And anyway, I got his blessing to include it on the live album, which was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Very cool.
That was nice. Thanks, Brandon. If you ever hear this, dude, you're kind of the shit, bro. Appreciate it.
All right. So where can people... Did we ask that yet?
Yeah. He answered the Facebook questions. Facebook.com/ Will Porter Music or Will Porter. We'll link it again in the show notes so you guys can go there to
Facebook.com/ Will Porter Music. But who the fuck is Will Porter?
Who the fuck is Will Porter?
Who the fuck is Will Porter?
Now you fucking know who Will Porter is, motherfucker.
That sounds like hey, who the fuck
if
is
anybody,
Sally? Or who the fuck is Alice? It's who the fuck is Will Porter? Maybe it doesn't fit, but it's still close enough.
If anybody knows who Will is, I should, but I think I know who I am. Pretty sure. But I'm working at it. It's philosopher shit,
Hey, Will, you had something you wanted us to also promote for our listeners. It's a free tape of some kind, right? What's the details on that again?
Well, it's a mixtape that I made.
Did I say free tape? I meant mixtape. Jesus Christ!
I got a collection of my greatest hits over the years, and some cover songs that I wanted to do. Like I do a kind of an R&B version of "Creep" by Radiohead. I thought it came out pretty cool, but there's a bunch of stuff like that, and it's called "Who the Fuck is Will Porter?" / Thanks for listening. And I specifically put it together to let my appreciators know that I appreciate their appreciation.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, that'll be in the show notes too. Just look for not free tape, mixtape, Adam. Mixtape. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. Jack Daniels catching up to me again.
All right, so you're going to perform a couple songs for us, yeah?
I think live here at the Porterhouse, I could make a little something happen.
Nice, dude. Cool, that rocks. Cool. Yeah, this is going to be our first performance we watch via like a connection like this. Like I say, again, if you get the chance to come down to Central Florida, let us know. We'll bring you in studio and we'll record you down here live in the studio as well. So we would love to have you down here. You're a fucking talented dude, and man, if we can help, spread your name a little bit, we'll do it.
Indeed.
I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
And I guess it's time for me to make some pretty noises to impress some strangers, huh?
Nice.
Let's do it.
We like it.
I'm excited for it. All right, so we're gonna take a break we're gonna show that we're gonna play it now.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break on the podcast, but what the listener is going to hear is going to be the live performance from Mr. Will Porter.
Right. Okay. All right. All right, so we're gonna listen to a couple performances by you, Will. And after that, we will take a break and we'll be back. And once again, thank you, Will Porter, for coming on here and talking to us and sharing your music with us, man.
I appreciate y'all allowing me to live podcariously through y'all. Thank you so
whatever.
much.
It's
nice,
the other
dude.
way around.
Shucks.
All right. So here he is, Mr. Will Porter.
There's that Marietta Love County train. Point your finger at me, call me a bad man. You don't even know me, and you don't understand. You hadn't once a mile in my shoes, but if you can, well, I bet you wouldn't judge me. You just might understand. Could you understand? I was born with this sickness and unquenchable thirst, and I wanna get high even if I die. It leads me to thirst. Oh, my sickness and my addiction fed me at my worst, and I wanna get high even if I die. And it leads me to thirst. Well, hi, my name's Will and I'm an addict. If you get snorted or smoke it or bang it, hell, I had to have it. Thought that I might be out there to stay. Took 12 steps to a better way. You see, I got a fucked up brain, fucked up heart. When they get together, man, they tear me apart. This fucked up brain and this fucked up heart got me fucked up, feeling raw. Point your finger at me, call me a bad man, but you don't even know me. You don't understand. You hadn't walked a mile in my shoes, but if you can, oh, I bet you wouldn't judge me. And you just might understand. But could you understand? Or would you just call me the bad man, bad man? Would you just call me the bad man? You don't know how I suffer. Stop judging, start loving, man. Call me your brother. You don't know how I struggle. Don't know how I suffer. Stop judging, start loving, man, and call me your brother. Point your finger at me, call me a bad man, but you don't even know me and you don't understand. You hadn't walked a mile in my shoes, but if you can, I bet you wouldn't judge me. And you just might understand. But could you understand? Or would you just call me, oh, the bad man, baby? Would you just call me the bad man, bad man, bad man? Would you just call me the bad man, oh, bad man, bad man? Would you just call me the bad man? bad man, bad man, bad man. Wow. Well, she's walking through the clouds on a champagne dream. She living on sunlit. Butterflies and zebras and moonbeams, that's all she ever thinks about. She's riding on the wind. When I'm sad, she come to see me. With 1,000 smiles, she brings me joy, no pain. And she wants a hug to me, so you can have anything. Oh, now you can have my everything. Little wing, won't you come to me, my darling? Little wing, won't you come and help me fly? Little wing, won't you come to me, my darling? Little wing, won't you come help me fly so high, fly so high, fly straight up to the sky. Whoa, I see your face now. I want you more than I ever wanted anyone before. And even if it feels like pain, thank you for the smiles, girl. Oh, thank you for the smiles, girl. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Little wing, won't you come to me, my darling? Come back to me, baby, please, little wing. Won't you come and help me fly? Won't you come and help me fly? Little wing, won't you come to me, my darling? Come back to me, baby, please, little wing. Won't you come and help me fly so high, fly so high, fly straight up to that sky. You know that I'm not where I thought I would be. 10 years ago, thought I'd have a record deal and be on tour, get played on the radio. Here I sit again, writing another song for you to jam to, and I just hope you can feel my soul. And I don't do it for the money, I don't do it for the fame, I don't do it for the pretty girl sitting in the front row yelling my name. I do it 'cause I love all the music. I do it 'cause I love to sing. like I feel. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Songwriters manifesto. Oh, oh. Shh. No. Songwriters manifesto. Oh. Songwriters manifesto. I'll turn my thoughts into a word and my words into a song. Sung into a beat and I recorded all night long. And I got beats stuck in my head, man, driving me insane. Can't you see this music pumping through my veins? Sure, I wish I had a fat wad of cash and a stanky stash, fine little rupees and all that. Man, I wish that I was recognized on the TV, man, but that's not why I do what I do, man. I do it because I love the music. Do it because I love to sing. And I hope that I make you feel like I feel. Songwriters manifesto. Songwriters manifesto. My thanks to Living Podcariously for their patience. So if you guys actually get to see this, you know that they're extremely patient and cool folks. My name is Will Porter. If you want to know who the fuck Will Porter is, look me up on YouTube. Look me up on Facebook. Find me on iTunes and Spotify. But more importantly, listen to my songs. Thanks, everybody.
Her looking over at you and saying, Jay, we need to talk. And then there's just conversation.
No, like trivia games with the kids and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Like we had Lorraine blew it out of the fucking park. She actually came up with a binder for each kid, and it had activities like my son was
genius.
into my son was into what is it, Total Drama Island as a cartoon,
Yeah.
and then she's into like
Dude,
some other
come
cartoons.
on.
So she did like word searches based on those cartoons.
Oh, that's
She
awesome.
should
She had, like,
sell
a-
that idea
Wow.
She had like a
to
license.
anyone and sell that to parents all across the
Yeah,
globe.
Absolutely.
It was a license plate scavenger hunt on there. The only two they didn't find, or the only three they didn't find was South Dakota, Alaska, and Hawaii were the only three they didn't
Really?
see.
I thought we
Yeah,
traded
that's awesome.
South Dakota for like a
For oil.
second language.
No, for oil.
from Canada or
For oil.
something.
Yeah, we should
For
definitely.
a case of beer or
we
something
should,
like that.
We should definitely try to
Coors
trade.
Light.
We should definitely try to trade them for Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if we could get the Cannabis Cup down here for South Dakota, I think that's a real steal.
I think,
yes.
we're totally on top in that
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
All right.
Florida.
Let's
Adam,
make
get
sure
the
not to
patent.
tell anybody.
Done. No, that's awesome, Jay. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, the
First of all,
kids were entertained. The Georgia Aquarium, if you've ever had the chance to go to the Georgia Aquarium, fucking do it. It's all indoors, which is fantastic for me because I sweat.
Yes.
I sweat looking outside. Like, yeah, it looks hot. Shit.
Your kids draw a picture of a sunset. You're like, fuck that, no.
That one I can't put on the fridge.
I don't even like the yellow crayon. Like, just nope.
that's
You're
awesome.
not in Burma.
That is a serious test of a relationship to me,
Yeah.
at least.
Absolutely. No, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Now, how long total was this trip?
7.5 hours each way.
7. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's
No,
not horrible. Not
add a
great.
stop to eat.
Okay,
Yeah.
where'd you stop to eat? Whataburger or White Castle?
No,
Oh,
no.
what a
okay,
burger. I
we're
fucking
from
love
Georgia.
Whataburger.
No, fuck. These we're from Georgia. This is Crystal, son.
Whoa.
Hell yeah. I'm with you, my friend.
I hate both of them.
You're
I hate both
still-
of them equally. I don't give a shit about. When I first moved to New York, there was a White Castle, the parking lot, and my house.
Oh, yeah.
And like within the first 2 weeks, I was done with White Castle. I never want to have another
My
one of those
roommate-
burgers again.
My roommate and best friend is from New Jersey, and he just absolutely loves White Castle. And he goes so far as to grab them from Publix and heat them up in the oven, and it stinks like onion meat.
Yep.
And it's weird, and it's just not.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather have Jack in the Box shoe leather tacos all day.
Andrea and I did a South Carolina trip, and we stopped. Where did I stop? Because you'd never been there. Fuddruckers?
We stopped
Fuddruckers.
anywhere that we didn't have here. I didn't care where
That's
it
a
was,
good idea.
as long as
Yeah.
we didn't have it here. I wanted it to be something different.
What was the chicken that you hated?
Yeah,
though?
we like mom and pop stuff.
Was it Fuddruckers?
No. I can't
That's a good
remember.
idea, though. Going places that, I mean, you can get Taco Bell anywhere.
Yeah.
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 I hate
That's
that we,
why I love like truck stops.
I hate
man.
that we have to
Get like
go.
a Flying J somewhere.
Oh yeah, no. When I was on the truck jobs, I got so fucking fat. Just because they all have
That's
restaurants.
where you find
And
your good beef
hemorrhoids.
jerky from
And
spot
hemorrhoids.
to spot. If you're a beef jerky person,
okay,
or
so-
I like fruit and shit, so you can go spot to spot and get different places.
Okay,
like,
so really good jerky. I-10 just west of I-75.
A Jerkyman.
And what's the name of the place? It's not too far from the Swanee River where they do the festival.
Come back
There's
now.
There's a Busy Bee right off the I-10, and they have great beef jerky.
Oh.
Also, just east of Dallas on I-20, there's another barbecue joint.
I'm
that's
from
also
Houston.
like-
Fucking truckers.
This is how you know I drove trucks. I know where the jerky is.
I know this because I one time was driving from here to Las Vegas, and a buddy of mine was I like it a lot. Like I think he's pretty awesome. He if you listen to like a bluesy thing is a good thing. If you like Johnny Lang or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely check it
I
out.
was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
wondering.
he's
I was
good.
like some references. Yeah, behind that would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard it, but I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll play some of his shit during the.
And you
during the
said,
breaks.
Yeah, definitely.
where does he
should.
play around? Where does he
Oklahoma.
play?
He's in
Oh.
Oklahoma, so yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, out of stater.
He's got a whole YouTube channel you can check out too. He's got
totally.
an
I'm writing
album,
it down.
an album out there too as well. I think it's Will Porter live at the Brew House or something like that. Fantastic, great voice, great acoustic. Him on an acoustic is all it is.
Unless
fantastic.
Jay wants to bust out the guitar this week. We haven't seen him in a couple weeks, so maybe he wants to,
I was away in Spain playing the guitar.
Guitarro.
I found a señorita who did things with her mouth
Holy shit.
that I cannot talk about in present company.
That was
Excuse
so
me,
hot.
Andrea.
Whoa.
Ooh, I like
What's
your name in
happening to my
Spanish.
body right now?
I'm so turned
Getting an
on.
out of body
I
experience.
just felt like I was in the middle of one of those old lady romantic novels.
Half of our male listener just dropped a second testicle and their voice is changing.
It was cold in here before you said that.
So Jay just did something.
Caliente.
Jay just did something that I consider the ultimate test for a couple. I want you
Yeah,
guys
we did.
before
Dick out. I'm sorry.
You may not know what this is. I know our cast knows it, but to you guys, what's the ultimate test that you can have in a relationship, long-term relationship? What's the ultimate
Fart.
test the two of you can
Sorry,
have?
I
Farting?
didn't mean to.
69.
I didn't
No,
put in my
farting's-
buzzer. No, I'm joking.
farting's good.
Go ahead, Bill. You can go first.
I don't know. I was always a big fan of door lock tests back in the day from like they did in the Bronx Tale.
Not bad.
Yeah. I
That's
like
not
that.
bad.
I
What
like
is that?
that.
The
Well,
what?
okay.
Is-
Well,
I'm thinking like
do you
the
want to elaborate?
Yeah, let him explain it. Let him explain
What
it.
basically it is when you get to your car, you unlock the door for the girl.
Oh.
The young
To let her-
lady, and
yeah,
she gets
and,
in.
and if she unlocks the door for you,
Yes.
then
Oh, I
it shows
see.
that she
That's a good girl.
that she's
Yeah.
caring and that she
Gotcha,
cares
gotcha.
about about you.
That actually
100%
is,
agree.
yes, a very good test.
Mine-
That is not it, but yes.
Mine is definitely. I always check the credit score because. Why is that funny?
Yes.
Yeah, I always do credit score first because I'm trying to buy a house, and it's definitely the first thing. And also, I guess any drugs that I don't do. That scares me. That scares me right there.
I'd say a threesome is a good test.
Oh, that's it.
That'll make a break.
You're only necessary as long as you're useful.
Andrea, what do you say to the threesome?
I'm only as good as a cameraman.
No.
All right. No, Jay did something that I consider the ultimate test of a relationship, and I have been dying to ask him. I haven't done it in group chat because I wanted to save it for the show. I wanted to hear how his gigantic road trip with his missus, not only his missus, but both of their children
First,
Not
too.
a bad, not a
is
First,
it.
yeah.
not a bad what's it called? Litmus
test.
test. I get lispy when I'm drunk, but no, that is
Get
not
a
a
little
bad
bit
test.
lispy once I had a bit of whiskey.
Just
Oh,
to trip
boy.
over an hour, just to trip over an hour or so can
Yeah.
break some couples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm curious as to
First
how
family
this
road trip. That was we went up to. I mean, we've been in the car for an extended period of time before. My son lives in Fort Myers because I won our custody battle. So we go.
Congratulations. That's
say the
that's a
joke
real.
Hey guys, it's Adam.
And this is Andrea Joy.
This episode features Rocky and Bill from What's the Fuss podcast, but we also have a bonus interview at the end of the episode from a musician friend of ours named Mr. Will Porter out of Oklahoma.
Hey, that's my home state, so it's gotta be good.
Will's music can also be heard through this entire episode as well.
If you like Will's music, please check the show notes for links and let him know you heard it right here on Living Podcariously.
Also, Rocky from What's the Fuss podcast did a top 10 list over on our other show, The Twisted 10.
That's right, Adam. And I want to say thanks for listening to our mouth hug friendly podcast.
You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Welcome to Living Podcariously. I guess I'll bring us in this week.
All right.
Let me start again.
I'll do it. You go.
All right.
Studio 27 at the Words Heard Studio. I want to thank you all for joining. No.
That's what that is.
To my left is my muse. No.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in this week.
Okay.
We appreciate. Oh no, you go.
No, it's cool.
No, you
Jay,
take
go ahead.
No, you take it, Tach.
Jay, hey, what's up?
Mommy, I don't like it when Daddy and Daddy fight.
It can happen sometimes. It's okay. All we do is we just play and have fun without them.
Yay!
We have.
This is an interesting household.
You guys know that Jesus Christ himself grew up in a two-daddy household.
Yeah.
Daddies are
So
fun.
welcome to Living Podcariously this week.
We have a hell of a show.
We have a hell of a
store.
show in store.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
What are you doing, man?
I'm doing what you do.
You're copying me.
Who?
You're
You motherfucker.
copying me.
Welcome to Living Podcariously again.
Did Tach start wearing bowling shirts? What just fucking happened? Who's copying who?
Our listener and friend Johnny will love that joke.
I'm
Seriously.
so confused right now.
Watching you two
So-
in a headlock battle is, this is awesome.
My shirts are predominantly bowler shirt.
Dude, I
looking.
saw an office chair with his T-shirt designs on them. I was like, this looks like Adam's shirt.
Oh, you got me. You got a belly laugh there.
Is that the IKEA brand? No.
No.
All right.
And you think it's the same shirt, but really his closet is like the same shirt like 20 times. It's like all
It's like
the
Charlie
same
Sheen in 2.5 Men.
I love that.
Goddamn right.
Does it come in 57 Chevy?
Oh, man.
By the way, this is
From the
a.
washes, it comes in 50 shades.
By the way, this is a little teaser for the next episode of Get Out Penny.
Is it really?
Yes. Don't you guys? I know you guys don't remember. It's been so long since we recorded the audio for that,
Let's
which we
get out
still got to get
Penny.
Jay.
Yeah.
Huh. Very cool. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, this intro is out of control.
Let's start the show. Yeah, I am Adam. I'm one of your regular hosts.
Holy
of the
shit, we
Twisted
haven't done intros.
Oh, not Twisted 10. Now, I'm Adam. I'm one of your hosts of Living Podcariously. Sitting across the room from me.
I am Tach, and I am also one of the hosts of Living
That's right.
Vicariously. And over there in the Lady Chase.
Hi, this is Andrea Joy.
And I'm Jay Alvarez, and I apparently am bringing vagabonds in from off the sidewalk.
Yes.
Vagabonds. What a
Thank you
great.
so much.
I want to
I
thank
know
you
these
for
are
the
like
warmth.
unknown voices that we hear. People, our listeners, like who?
So
the
a lot
fuck
of
is
our
that?
Central Florida podcast listener or podcasters that listen to us will know right off the bat who our guests are in studio with us this week.
Indeed.
We have invited over for the Twisted 10 for the other show that we produce, which we just finished wrapping up, and goddamn, that was a fun list. Gotta
yeah.
go check that out. Maybe it has something to do with Cowabunga. That's all I'll say.
No. That's the other one. Oh, wait, no,
shorts.
you said Eat My
right.
Shorts.
He says
Yeah.
Cowabunga.
I forgot he
Yeah,
said
he definitely
Cowabunga.
said
Hey,
Yeah.
don't
Well, now
have a
it- now I-
cow, guys. Don't
We have Mr. Rocky Soka.
cut my mic
And,
off.
and you can cut your own. You got the switch on it. You just kill
You
it.
see yourself out, sir.
And Bill Helveston.
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 No, I'm Rocky Soka from the podcast What's the Fuss podcast, and I have with me my co-host Billy Hurricane Helveston, who is the funniest man I know.
I thought he was
Finish
employee of the month.
Finish it.
Billy Hurricane Helveston, who is my muse, my flame, employee of the month.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
No, that's awesome. Thank you guys for coming over here. We appreciate
I
it.
want to thank you for having us. I love this show.
And that was the
Nice.
show. You guys have a good night.
All right, bye. Thank you for the brownies.
Jay, where are you going to be?
No, I'm just kidding. No, no, seriously though, go check out the Twisted 10. These guys just hosted. Well, it was Rocky's list. Bill's going to come back and do another list for us in the future, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, I
but
would love to.
He just did an awesome Twisted 10. So go check that partner show
Thank
of
you,
ours
thank you,
out.
thank you.
It was. I'm
I'm glad to finally. You know what? It's so much a relief to get that off into. I feel like I just turned in a big midterm paper first.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
You have to understand that that's a twisted time. We're the only podcast that makes our guests do homework and then come lead a group discussion.
That is not true.
It is the biggest dick move.
Scotch and good conversation makes you bring in 3 friggin' questions. The first time that I went on the only time I went on the show, I didn't even know he was like, bring in 3 questions for me. I'm like, fuck you. Don't put stuff from your pile into my pile. I hate that shit.
So we like to do the homework first, and now we can just play on Living Podcariously.
This is awesome.
So,
Yeah, Living Podcariously. This is a week off. We don't have a week of performers this week. 2 weeks in a row, we had performers.
Actually, we do have a performer this week. Back up, start again.
Oh, good call. Actually, we'll just leave all that in. We forgot. So a month and a half ago, Tach and I did an interview with Will Porter.
Yep.
Who lives, where is he? Nashville?
Oklahoma.
That's close.
Oklahoma.
Where the wind
Okay.
comes
And
more singing, please.
You're going to hear his interview at some point during this podcast. So listen for the interview with Will Porter, as well as Will Porter also did a music video for us and sent it down to us of a live performance of him in his home studio.
Yep.
That's up on our YouTube channel under the performances. So go check that out. But we're
We
going to
should just stop this and play that now.
we're going to give Will a little bit of love. So be sure to go check him out. We like to focus sometimes in Living Podcariously of promoting Central Florida musicians and talent and all sorts of crazy stuff. But Will's out of state, but he's a listener. So he's like, hey, man, I play music. Can I get it? Of course you can.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That'll
man.
fucking work.
That's great.
He's got a cool sound, too. It's kind of a bluesy.
Yeah, it's different.
That's
Jay, I love
gigantic
this
for a
joke.
father. That's gigantic for
Well,
a
hang
father.
on. Listen to it again, though.
No, I won the
don't-
custody
yeah.
battle, so he lives with his mother.
He doesn't have to.
That's huge. That's huge.
flew over
so
my
much sweat off your sack.
That's one of my favorite jokes.
That
from
flew
you.
over my head the first time.
I
too.
literally
had to think
saw the
about it.
light come on over Rocky's head.
It landed a few yards away from me, but I picked it up. I was able to. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, no, I love my son. I do absolutely love my son. I love having him around.
Just not in the house. That's how I feel with cats.
No, so he lives in Fort Myers, so we've been in the car for a couple of hours before, but yeah, this time was we went to Atlanta. That was fun.
Did you go see the Coke museum or?
No, but we were right there. We went to the Georgia Aquarium.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that was fantastic.
So you were stuck in the worst traffic I've ever been in my
Okay,
life.
no,
You
okay.
ain't
So
lying.
oddly enough, I used to drive
So bad.
I used to drive an 18-wheeler.
Okay, really?
Chicago is the worst traffic ever.
Oh, Chicago
Atlanta
is bad.
Atlanta ain't shit. Plus, I was there on the weekend, so it wasn't even rush hour.
Dude, sorry, Orlando. Atlanta ruined a full-on family vacation for
Oh
me.
shit! Seriously?
Well, we ran out of gas in the middle of the fucking road.
Oh.
Oh, it was so embarrassing. And I'm like 7 trying to push the car over. Oh, it was bad.
They should put like these little gauges inside the vehicle that tells you when
Yeah.
and how much gas you have left.
Yep. And then they
an
should
extra
teach
little
my
light
mother how to
just
use
let
them.
you know you're really, really close.
No. No.
Adam, get the patent on that.
So Jay, how did it go?
I love that.
It went really well. We were worried. This is the first time the kids have been in confined space with each other for so long.
Oh yeah.
So we were worried about how bored they were going to be. How were they going to get along? Because that's trying for the kids too.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Music. What kind of music do you play when you got the kid?
No.
Can I guess?
Okay, let's all guess.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm gonna say ska.
That's just because he knows Lorraine.
I know.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
some
that's a good
Streetlight
one.
Manifesto I love.
I was gonna say Wu-Tang.
Okay.
I'm going to say just like pop, like music that's nowadays that the kids are all listening to.
All right.
All right.
Billy, you got anything?
I'm gonna say that they probably put some kind of movie on.
Okay, yeah, probably like a Lilo and
Ooh,
Stitch.
I
or
have
something
one more
like that.
guess. I
But
have one
if
more
not,
guess.
it'd
What do
be
you got?
Disney.
Let's go with Queen.
Oh yeah.
Not a
Oh.
bad choice. Adam, go ahead.
Oh, what did you?
Yeah,
name
I said
yours?
Wu-Tang.
Oh.
You
So
said
yeah,
Wu-Tang.
he said Wu-Tang. There was Queen involved. There absolutely was Queen. In fact, there was a video streamed of me.
Oh, that's
singing
right.
The Queen.
That's right.
Yes.
You said that.
That's awesome.
Okay,
That's right.
but not because it was appropriate for children. It was because fuck you. The driver picks the music. You have a screen and headphones.
Nice.
Your opinion does
this
not
is
matter.
where my
here.
guess comes in. I didn't guess. Hold on. This is where I definitely guess either Pop That Pussy from 2 Live Crew or Oi, It's So Humid from 2 Live Jews.
It would absolutely be 2 Live Crew. We're both from Miami.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no,
tried.
but yeah. Driver,
Don't laugh
driver,
at me.
driver picked the music. As soon as the first kid said, "I don't like this music," we'll put on your fucking headphones.
Did you drive the whole way? Were you the driver?
No. We split the driving pretty fair, especially
Oh,
on
that's
the
good.
On the way there and the way back. Yeah, I did.
So when she
I did a
drove,
good
what did
bulk
she
of it.
pick?
I don't know. I had headphones on and a screen in front of me.
It was
Like
ska.
a
Just
good
say it was ska.
co-pilot.
No, we actually did a lot of talking. I mean, more than anything. But yeah, she played a
Oh,
lot
that
of ska.
sucks.
Yeah, it was all.
See,
it was
I
all
win.
ska. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. There's two types of talking. There is her driving